Conservatives are liberals that got mugged by reality. And how they got mugged.
Artie and Fist, you can be sure that we're both on a list. Artie and Fist, you can be sure that we make the most pissed. Streaming through history, uncovering mysteries as to why the whites are living in misery. We keep the audience salivating as we continue navigating through centuries of adventures of the ever-evolving small-hat wizardry.
My grandfather did nasty things to me in his basement.
Artie and Fist, let us show you what you might have missed.
It's almost identical then to the ascendancy of the neocons with Reagan, which is this is an administration that was powered 100% by American Jews.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say it looks like we're live.
We're live! Oh my god, it's good to be back. Artie, we're back for another episode of Artie and Fist. I hope everyone's listening. Well, hello to all of our listeners. I'm having a bit of a brain-tarded moment at the moment. I don't know why. It's like I got smacked on the back of the head by reality. And I just don't know, man. My brain is just being a bit.
You're not used to winning. You're not used to winning so much. Okay, the tides are changing.
That must be what it is. I'm having a winning related seizure. I'm very susceptible. It's a very particular condition. You know, after you've eaten too many black pills and you start winning, and your body just can't take it, and you're just like.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's the technical term.
Well, it's odd to feel like we're winning when, the condition of things going on in the UK, violence in the streets, right? But these things are normal at this point, okay?
Yes.
Never in human history, since this stuff has been started, have we had such a collective consciousness around what's happening, right? If there's ever been a time to start to shift the tides, now is definitely that time. That's me, your inspirational atheist, okay?
Yes. The worse things get, the more people realize that things have gotten worse, and the more hate speech laws the government passes. You see what's fucking going on in Australia, man?
Vaguely,
dude.
What's going on there?
So the government's like about to pass this like new the biggest hate speech laws like in the world, basically, right? So it's retroactive as far as I like understand, right? The object of this supposed hate speech, right, doesn't have to have felt any like fear or hatred. It's just carte blanche, basically, right? So the people that were going to start the White Australia Party have like shut down now, but they can probably still be prosecuted because it's retroactive. I think for like 15 years before or something. It's insane, man. They're like, so remember that thing that happened at Bondi where like a couple of like muzzies shot up, right? Well, you know what the real danger is? Whites.
That's pretty impressive. Well, no, but it's hate speech. So I mean, there's a universal standard to hate speech, right?
Well, no. I mean, clearly not, right? I mean, like the muzzies will still be able to like do whatever they want. I mean, there's supposed to be like a loophole for religious text, but something tells me that's not going to be applied equally. So if you're out there sort of like preaching the spicy parts of the gospel, something tells me that's not going to apply. There's even a clip of this in the brief hearing. They gave like the public like 2 days to reply, because they're really concerned, obviously. And someone like asked, Christians covered by this, and they're like, no, Jews and Sikhs are definitely covered.
That's incredible how that would shoot. I can't believe it's retroactive. That's pretty. I thought like made in Canada to like start legally ending their population, having advertisements for it. I thought that was egregious. Yeah. But what you just told me about Australia, where it's like retroactive, is like.
Well, look, they've already clearly got like a list of people drawn up. The guy who was the head of the National Socialist Network is now in solitary confinement, being having very, very unpleasant jail time, which of course he should, because I mean, have you considered not being a racist? Thank you very, very much. Oh my God, I can't believe in 2026 there are still people harboring racist views and think it's okay to go out and spread their racist filth and undermine democracy. Don't you know
the way that they enact
diversity
it in the UK is that it's racial abuse, right? But now they're removing the abuse portion of it, is what you're saying in Australia. So then what's the offense then? That's fascinating.
Right. But like really, right, the offense is offending a government sanctioned client group. Like, they can't just pass a law saying, right, like all government sanctioned client groups are like, exempt. But practically speaking, that's what it's about. And of course they're going to pass very, very strict gun laws as well.
They already have. Wait a minute. What do you mean strict gun laws in Australia?
Strict gun laws. To protect the children, right? Because that's what they're.
How are
they're
they
really
going to be
worried
more
about.
strict?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know, mate. Right? Like they'll probably
You can't draw a picture of a gun.
Look, they'll probably spin up some like special, department of the Australian Federal Police and pour like millions and millions of like dollars into like basically sort of like hunting down anyone who has ever drawn a picture.
Retroactive laws if you play with a slingshot as a kid.
Probably. I mean, look, they're just completely off the chain at this point. Like, it was always going to go this way. Really, if it was always just going to at a certain point they just got to take the mask off. But they still can't. They still can't quite bring themselves to do it. They still have to like do it in the color of law. They still have to pretend, oh yes, well we have a new law that allows us to just completely harass our population and ban political parties that we don't like. It's the law. It's the law. We're not. Look, we're the government, right? We make the laws because we care about the people and the children.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that's what's getting. I'm glad that I can finally stop covering these protests that have been happening, because the psychic damage that I've taken from that.
Oh God, me too.
The amount of footage.
My brain was just shutting down after about like the 20th psycho leftist with the crazy antidepressant eyes and everything. I was just like,
well, and I was like trying to piece together events from like violence that was happening. So I had to watch the same unjustifiable violence over and over again from like different angles, knowing that the police aren't going to do anything. And like all, your brain goes, what if the roles were reversed on steroids when you're seeing it, slamming on someone's door, obvious intimidation, but that's just protesting. However, Big Nicky Diggleson makes a good point. Speaking of inspirational atheists, rip Scott Adams, memory eternal, blessed repose. Now, what's incredible about Scott Adams is he brought "Don't Live Around the Blacks" to the normies, right?
Yep.
He actually said that. He was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm absolutely done with this, and it's just intuitively true. We all know it, and I don't care what anyone says. And he really introduced that into normiedom.
Yeah.
That sentiment.
Yeah. You'll be missed. Scott, apparently he accepted Jesus just before he died.
See, I'm just gonna buzzer shot it, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Getting in on that loophole.
Just in case. Like, wouldn't that make the most sense if I could do that? Like right now, I can all bets off the table. I can try to out-demon the demons, right? Then when I'm like, 78, I'm like, you know what? I think I changed my mind now that I'm out of the fight. Now that I can actually dedicate myself to that.
If you think the point of Christianity is getting into heaven, but it isn't, right? I mean,
ortho bros. I was talking to Wyatt about this. You ortho bros, every single time. You don't interpret Christianity the way that I'm trying as an atheist to make you understand how I understand your religion. I know. Why you keep doing this to me.
We're so contrarian like that. I know. I'm very sorry about that, Artie. Clearly, we should all interpret religion the way, in the sort of cartoon drawing way that the atheists do. Very, very disrespectful, honestly.
Yeah, which is all of the like. Well, actually, it really is pretty ironic because when I watch videos and I'm like, I'm addressing a leftist that's making up an argument that no one made and saying it's stupid. And then you believe in Christianity, so I make up an argument that you never made, and I'm calling your religion stupid. It really is a fitting irony where you're like, yeah, I don't believe what you're saying. I'm like, well, I thought you believed in Christianity. You're like, I do. I'm like, ah!
What we need, right, is more interfaith dialogue with the atheists, right? Which is a process whereby the atheists will change nothing, right? But Christianity will become slowly subverted by their retarded arguments. I think that sounds like a great idea to me.
I'm actually leading that brigade. We're having more and more faith conversations, and it's people of different types of Christianity coming in, and dude, ortho really just seems to be like a force that can't be stopped. We got some Protestants in my community. You know, I'm an atheist with a majority religious community. And we got some Protestants. We got some people who used to be LDS, which is essentially Mormonism. Ortho, I haven't heard anyone leave ortho, and I only think about them being ortho curious in my community so far. So I'll put it to you that way.
Ortho curious.
They are.
It's good, man. Like it's really it's just resistant to a lot of these retarded arguments. I think is a big plus. You know, when you're surrounded by so many atheists and you know, they come up and they say shit like, can God make a rock so heavy that he couldn't lift it? And you're just like, I don't fucking know, right? Like, what part of an unapproachable mystery do you not understand?
I thought you were a Christian. You can't answer you can't answer every question I have. You're like, well, no, God can answer every question you have. I'm a human, and I don't know every single answer to every single question that you're asking.
Oh yeah, but Artie, right? How many angels can dance on the head of a pin?
Yeah. See, you're laughing because you don't know the answer. I'm almost positive that Phoenician is taking his mom to liturgy on Sunday.
Oh, that's nice. Well, you know, best of luck with that, Phoenician. So we got so what do we got? We got tonight. We got the Neo-Conservative movement.
Yes. So what's really important about the Neo-Conservatives is that it's the moose, okay? Now we're taking a break from the moose because other things have been happening.
Mm-hmm.
And taking a break from James Lindsay because everyone hates him. So we're gonna you know, kick it kind of old school tonight, you know?
Yeah,
go a little hard in the moose, but it is really important to know when we say kosher centrist, we mean Neo-Conservative. We mean neocon. But it's kosher. But you know, if you call James Lindsay a neocon, well, I'm not conservative, right? So a kosher centrist is essentially the gateway to a neocon. The kosher centrist gets to be posed as a centrist, right? But what's their sacred cow? Of course. And so they end up agreeing with all the neocons without having. It's James Lindsay's favorite thing to obviously align with an alliance and go, technically, no. Okay, all right, James.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So like, oh, man, sometimes he comes out with the most fucking retarded shit. So the other day, like, so was it Elon Omar or AOC? One of this squad suddenly came out and was like saying like, you know, driving through a Moorish neighborhood, like shouting pro-Hamas slogans is like just sick, right? And he's like, why did all the squad like suddenly turn and, you know, start supporting Israel? And he's just so confused. Like there's no like conceptual framing like in his you know, in his over to like
never understands. Does that make discourse impossible with him by any chance?
Whereas the most likely explanation is that they just came to them with a fuckload of money and they're just like, you know, hey, right, like, do you want to,
like they did with you, James?
You know, yeah,
you of all people should understand what's going on pretty easily.
He was, however, sort of, I mean, not exactly bitching, but sort of low key commenting that since he's going to this anti-Semitism conference.
Wait a
soon,
minute,
that-
is he going back to Israel?
He is.
Really? I thought that season was over.
Yep, there's an anti-Semitism conference. I believe it's like on the 26th. Should make for some cool content, I imagine.
I know, but
he was saying,
does it turn into a cult where it's like, what do you like? Have you heard the joke that at like KKK meetings, like, what are you talking about? We still hate the blacks. All right, see you next week, Jim Bob. Like, what happened? Like, what are we talking about at these meetings exactly? What is there left to talk about?
I don't know. Cool baking recipes, like, how to keep your whites extra white, get any like blood stains out of your clothes. But anyway, right, Lindsay was basically saying that being part of the $7,000 club, right, is not as glamorous as it appears.
Oh yeah.
They would only pay
basic
economy to fly a 12-hour flight to Israel. So I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, do they lavish you with money? Are they cheap? I don't know which stereotype to go with, honestly, right? I'm caught between two stereotypes. You know what I mean, right? I just don't know.
I feel like they're really proud to hear that he's complaining and that it's not enough. Like, you want your boy to always desire more.
I wouldn't say that he was complaining. I mean, that would be very anti-citrus to complain. I think he was just, clearly, right, like, for such a luminary like Lindsay, he clearly deserves, like, first ultra special class. You know what I mean, right? Like, how else is he supposed to save the Republic?
Yeah, he needs that extra boob room that Coach just doesn't offer,
Extra
boobs just spilling everywhere into the next seat. He might get 2 seats for his boobs. He's getting chunky. He is getting chunky. He knows it. I think he's working on it.
We got a few super chats.
I'm sure. Oh, we do.
Let's get into it. Yiz the Eunuch. Hey, Yiz, how you doing?
Can't you see?
Yiz is my previous co-host for Empire of Lies and also does Discord and Dragons on Monday nights. I was on it last night. It's a good show. Check it out. For $5. Artie and Fist doing all they can to make the moose pissed. Yeah, well, that does that. Look, we sell.
Remember when you sang that every episode?
I do.
People really get to hear how that evolved into a song. I think the first almost 20 episodes was you always singing at the beginning.
Yeah, and I could never quite like complete the lyrics. You got like the lyrics like nailed down because I was
it just took one night of getting liquored up and I just become a little poet,
I mean, we do cover moos and moo related accessories.
For all your moo needs.
All your moo needs. Waffle. Hey, Waffle, how's it going for $5? I live near Portland, the heart of crazy leftist territory.
Don't do that.
Fucking speaking of which, did you fucking see when the Trantifa mob like attacked all those fucking hotels in downtown Minneapolis?
No.
Oh, mate, it was fucking insane.
No.
So I'm watching all this on the live stream before it sort of like died down a bit, right? And they get it in their mind to be like, them ICE agents, no, because they're not black. So those ICE agents, they must be staying somewhere. We're gonna go and disrupt their sleep. So they just surround this fucking hotel, right? Turns out it was like the wrong fucking hotel.
I included that in my video, and somebody in the crowd said that this is where the ICE agents are staying, or at least where they think they're staying. And so I was trying to draw a correlation to where when anyone's following ICE, well, they want you to stop stalking them and harassing them, definitionally, because then we see what happens when they find out where you live. And it's like, dude, just go out there and just hose them down with gas, dude. Just hose them down.
Right, but the thing is, right, like, this is right in downtown, okay, right?
Yeah.
And so the ICE agents weren't even in there. And so when they figure this out, after like smashing up like half the hotel, they then are like, right, that's it. We've got another lead. We're gonna go like, across downtown, right? And they do the whole thing where they have like the dudes in the high vis coats like stopping traffic and stuff, and they march over to some fucking other hotel and surround it and shit. And it got so bad, they actually had to bring out the Minnesota police, who are usually like, we're not going to do anything about it. Yeah.
This is why I always position it as they get unlimited respawns. None of them somehow committed any crime because they're protesting, right? I guess it's almost like that's the point of being a protected class. And also,
Yep.
did you know that Somalians had a temporary protective authorization that Trump just lifted?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you temporarily protected? What? What the fuck? They literally use a different word than protect because it kind of gives up the game when they get extra protection.
Well, now that Somalia is being deprived all of that income, it's going to be harder for them to presumably to protest the annexation of Somaliland by the Israelis, which it definitely isn't happening, despite the fact that they were the only country who gave them international recognition. Probably a conspiracy theory, I don't know. Big time for $5. Hey, big time. Mate. Remember when Scott Adams was told by Nosferatu Greenblatt that he had to be re-educated after telling whites to get away? I do not remember that.
You might remember that. You might remember that because it obviously wasn't said in that way, but I vaguely remember that a suggestion to educate him, right? When does the right ever say someone needs to be educated? Like, you need to be educated.
The right tend to be a bit more direct about that. Like they're just like, you need a good physical correction. It's generally the communists who are like,
I know, like you're a dog. Come here. You rub your nose in it, then you'll remember.
You need to it'd be SWAT with the newspaper, the spicy newspaper.
So speaking of, leftist agitation, we do have some cringe clips that we haven't covered yet. There was a lot of stuff that had to be left in the cutting room floor for all of the freaking out. I guess I'll start.
Yeah, go for it. So
what I really like to showcase here is a lot of times you see like Nick Shirley, for example, or Nate Friedman, who might be. So we have Stephen Miller, good moo. Nate Friedman, gotta be moo. He's actually exposing all the protesters and where how they're financed, which does hurt moos, because who do you think that leads to? So we have a candidate for second good moo, Nate Friedman. But when they're at a protest, they're interviewing people. There's always an agitator that comes up. Who are you? Who are you here with? So let's see what happens when Antifa finds that it's actually CNN.
Smaller crowd. This is controlled. The scene spans several blocks. We are here at Portland Avenue and East 35th, but it goes at least 2 or 3 blocks.
Who are you? Who do you work
thank
for?
you.
Who
Hold
do you
on.
work
I'm
for?
sorry. We're with CNN. It's okay. Thank you for your help.
Okay, just checking. Oh, CNN? Yeah, okay. Somehow completely aligns with all of the foaming communists out there. Oh, CNN? Oh, you guys have our back all the time in the news.
Should have just said thank you for your service.
Do you remember when they were attacking the CNN building during COVID and they're like,
oh yeah,
awfully not fiery, blindy by the smoky in my eyesy in here.
the spicy wind.
It's getting fireworky in here.
You got more clips, yeah.
Yeah. So I love how everything's out of our control. Okay, so you really want to imagine probably a cutter, right? If there's like you have to shave your head because it's the only thing you can control, and it's like very distressed people, and then look at how it looks, dude. That looks rough.
Fucking bargain basement Ripley.
Oh, look at that skull. But fellas, she had to do it, did she not?
I bet she just went through a breakup. I bet you any fucking money.
Here's one I didn't show you because, if we don't talk to each other for 2 minutes, another one pops up on X, right?
Right.
Now, this is a good freak out.
Surpassing Hitler, Nazi Germany. Do you not see this? If we have to debate the morality of does a person deserve to be shot in the face by a masked man who just jumped out of his car working for the government?
Oh, wait. Pause it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're shot by like a masked migrant who isn't working for the government, that's totally cool. Am I right? It's just if they're like working for the government. I'm so confused, bros. I just don't know what to go with this.
They love speaking like that. They love taking an innocuous part of the sentence and emphasizing it, and then you repeat it back to them with that emphasis as if it matters, and they go, no, that's inconsequential. I was just emphasizing that part of the sentence.
Right.
Why are we here scrolling instead of getting out to the streets? I'm so serious. And I'm going to keep scrolling because honestly, nobody would join me if I got in the streets, would they? Because that's the thing. When we go to the streets, we go up the streets with our little plastic signs and we say, stop shooting people,
not notice what is her prescription for the alternative. Did I miss that? Did you happen to say?
This is super serial, guys.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. So what are you planning?
I'm totally serious, guys. We've got to stop this. Like fucking. I mean, okay. I mean, points for realizing that protesting is fundamentally useless.
They say a lot of TOS breaking things, by the way. There's like 15 videos I could show you a half an hour worth of videos of their direct calls to violence now too.
Listen, lady. I'll give you some advice for free, right? Put your phone down, right? Go to church, find yourself a good husband. I mean, actually, I don't know. Would you want to wish that on any man?
Oh, you're gonna tell her that. You're gonna mansplain that to her. Well,
I am gonna actually, I am manspreading while I'm doing it. Right?
You know what? You want to know what she thinks of you?
Oh yeah.
Those goddamn Nazis!
You telling her what to do, and only a Nazi would it be so authoritarian as to make a suggestion to their fellow man.
That's clearly true. It was, after all, the Nazis who sort of invented any kind of coercive form of government. It literally didn't exist, before them, and has never existed since. I can't fault her.
You see, if only she could just stay like this. There you go. Now you got a use, sweetie. Just hold that pose right there. Now you're gonna be somebody.
Longer political debate online material. This is no longer wave your flag in the air in the streets material. This is Civil War revolutionary bullshit, and I'm scared to say this on the internet because I know the government's watching me, and y'all better be fucking afraid of what you're doing to your people, because we will bite back. This is our country, and we deserve to take it back from the very terrorists running it now.
Oh, now it's our country. Now she's so patriotic all of a sudden, right?
I mean, it's kind of like weird to consider, right? Like if all these like people like do actually like take up arms, right? I mean, they don't seem like they have a proper understanding of marksman. Let's put it this way, right? Like I have seen some videos where they don't seem like they understand the first thing about like how to handle a firearm. You'd have to like wonder like how many accidental discharges. Like you can literally see them all like going down the street, and they're all like armed and like bang, oh sorry, bang, oh sorry, did I hit you? Man, fucking like it'll be like the trans brigade, right? Like 50% of them will die before they get.
This is what I was saying in the video I just made, where this person is like, okay, so if you're gonna go and interact with ICE, you need a co-pilot, and your co-pilot shouldn't be your dog. And I'm like, ooh, you're shaking in your boots, fellas? Clearly this thing understands the art of war. Don't bring your dog in the fucking car. Like, if that's how you're starting out, I don't know if you're really ready for what's going to happen if you're starting out with, don't bring your dog. And you have kids at home.
My mama, she told me about this lady. We call her El Chupacabra. She is very, very feared in my village. When we take siesta, Mijo always tell me, beware of la chupacabra. She have angry vagina.
Okay.
Yeah, now, that's right. You actually speak Spanish, don't you?
I don't. I sound like I do. It's a huge difference. So I am falling in love with this woman. Okay.
Oh my God. Ew.
I love this woman so much. This woman has brought me in all of my psychic damage. Yeah, what am I, delusional? Am I
seriously,
what
the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm like in a desert and there's a mirage and I'm seeing water. Like, wow, look at this beautiful woman right now. Is this because
you haven't been laid for so long, mate? Right? Like, come on. Like, what the fuck, dude?
No, I wouldn't even fuck her for the story, and the story would fucking rule, and probably the story would be great. It wouldn't be worth the story. But that's not. I don't love her for her body. I love her for what's on the inside. Okay. Oh, fucking wasp's nest where her heart should be. Let's go.
Oh, dude.
Profile page. I looked at your profile page. My grandfather did nasty things to me in his basement. What about Minnesota Date?
Look at how fucking crazy she is. So each time,
what the fuck, man?
Each time she records a video, okay, it is one of 1,000 personalities that come out. You're gonna show us another one of the personalities. God. This one though, evil manic villain, is probably my favorite personality.
What about Minnesota daycare, you stupid motherfucker? Tell me some fucking facts, because you don't fucking have any. You are a liar, and you are racist.
Do you see how much gratification she got to calling imaginary people racist? They're like, ooh, I can do whatever I want because you're racist. What's that quote where it's like, okay,
I'm starting to understand why the lesbian community has so much domestic violence.
oh, you think?
Yeah, I do think. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that times 2. Now imagine
Oh my
times
God.
4 in a polycule. All right?
No. That's never how it works, right? You have the butch and the femme, right? So she's clearly the butch, right? She'll hook up with some like pretty girl who's like down, like just broken up with like a boyfriend, and be like, you don't need him, like, you know, no. Well, you must have met like lesbians, fucking.
Oh yeah.
We're up
Yeah,
like
I have.
butch and the femme, right? It's never two butches together.
Yeah, very true. But I feel like I don't know what a butch is anymore because the whole gender thing. Back before the whole gender thing, there was like your 3 types of lesbians. It was a lot easier to understand what you were dealing with in terms of mental illness. But now it's off the rails.
We got some more super chats.
Oh, sure.
Oh sure. Okay.
Did you know I'm making fun of your accent? Did you know that?
Oh, did you make fun of my accent? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't even tell who it'd been. I like the way you make fun of my accent. I think it's like fucking hilarious, mate. Years the Eunuch again for $2. Thank you, Years. It's not all of them, but it's always them.
I know. So
Yeah.
I really want to carve out this position though, because I want us to be looked at differently than just your regular Jaysburger, right?
Yeah.
So I'm using my liberalism to always be in search of like, okay, it's not all of them, but it's all of them except for 2 so far, okay? And I'm trying to increase that number to 3, 4, maybe even 5 by the end of the year, okay? So far it's 2.
I discovered that there's a sect of Jays called the Karaites, I believe, and they're like the thing they call them like the Torah moose now, right? And they like completely reject the Talmud, right? They basically believe like in the Old Testament and stuff like that. Man, I'd love to have a chat with one of them. I bet they'd be like pretty cool. Michael Hassler for $5. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
Recommend reading Ivan Ilyin. He's up here with the likes of Carl Schmitt or Oswald Spengler. Oh, thank you for the recommendation.
We got a
I'll check that
researchy
out.
fella in chat today. Very nice.
Oh, we have the best chat. We have the best chat, the smartest chat.
We do.
I don't say that. Other people say it, but it's true. The best chat in the entire universe, I would say.
Shut up, silly woman.
Just John, please wait. We gotta do that. We gotta
Clap them cheeks, boy.
have a sneed. For $10, thank you very much. Artie, thank you for considering my proposition of the Adam Mockler video. Here's the first part of the Kickstarter campaign, so
Excellent.
to speak. I don't.
Let me expound upon that. Do you know who Adam Mockler is?
I do not.
Of course, it's not your sphere of the internet. This is my specialty, which is why he came to me. And understandably so. So, Adam Mockler does fit into my universe because he is, he works with the Midas Touch Brothers, and I've already made a video
I know
on
who
the
those
Midas.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
do like fake engagement up the wazoo, and I'm very against fake engagement. So I could do a pretty decent correlation there of how much of his engagement is fake coming from them, and then how absolutely insufferable he is because he's a commie, but he's a capitalist and like the sane liberal, the sane left, the center left, which like, you know, instead of being like, no, we're not open borders, we're reasonable, and then any event happens and they're defending all the illegals, they're defending everything that the fucking commies are defending, so I will take some psychic damage covering him, but it's not a bad idea because he has exploded, so I believe that he would show up in the algorithm, so it is a good idea. Thank you.
Big time. Again,
There you
$5.
go.
Thank you, big time. What if it was a masked Pakistani having their way with a young white British girl? Would she get this mad? Well, absolutely not, right? Big time. What you don't understand, right, is
Sounds
that
kinda
due
racist
to
when he says it that
social,
way.
yeah, due to social and economic circumstances, the Pakistani migrant just has not learned Western values, right? And if he has to have a bit of a snuggle struggle with a few sort of like underage Western girls before he understands, I mean, you know, that's just that's a price worth paying.
You know, the
right?
way when he says it that way, it makes me think,
You are racist.
you know?
Actually, that'd be a good clip for the soundboard.
I do. We've been cutting some clippies behind the scenes today.
Oh yeah, stick that in the pile, mate. John Jackson for $10.
Cheek Clappers Anonymous over here.
It's worse than the Holly wasn't on my liberal woman bingo card. Yeah, that's very anti-citrus, right? Everybody knows there is nothing worse than the Holly. I can't.
Well, this is why the leftists tend to clash with that demographic, which is how the neocons actually came in to control them with accusations of anti-Semitism. So that's actually how neocons were born, because they saw that direction coming.
Just John, please, for $10.
Oi, bravo, mate. Thank you very much.
Also, women aren't taking anything back unless they beg men, and we're dumb enough to do it for them again. Yeah, well,
I don't want to say that Andrew Wilson is the pioneer of that argument, but he very much has coined it and popularized it when he's talking to feminists. Like, in terms of patriarchy, it's like we have chosen to give these things to you. You have not fought for them. We've chosen to give them to you.
yeah.
So it has to come from then.
We need each other. Is the problem, right? You can't just do a Foyd apocalypse, right? I mean, I know there's like a bunch of people who'd be like, oh, we'll have AI and breeding chambers and stuff, and it's like, dude, look, a fucking like robotic womb isn't going to like comfort you after a bad day, right? She's not going to like rub your like shoulders and cook you breakfast and stuff, right? I just think it's,
I know,
at
but
some point.
But you're talking to a man right now who's been abstinent, voluntarily celibate for 9 years now. I might be able to just bang a machine. I might have it in me. I've been in isolation for so long.
That is a dark future, mate. I'm sorry. That is the darkest fucking timeline.
This would be a fun debate, though. But do you want to increase the population or not? Right? It's not happening quick enough. Might have to do it artificially, right? A little dystopian sci-fi, right?
Yeah. I guess. Big time member for 4 months. Let's go. Thank you very much. Fella. Flavius Acanacius. I think we should give him a cheek slap for that, mate. 5 membership. Thank you very much, mate. King Spectre for $10.
Wow, the fellas are twerking out here, huh?
Thank you very much.
Clapping them cheeks.
I feel partially responsible for the phrase most intelligent farm equipment from your recent video, Artie. I'm proud. Much love to both of you. Oh, thank you very much.
For a fact I didn't create it. I can't, everything just swirls around in my subconscious now. So, dude, I only said that because I wanted to break TOS. This black person was trying to talk about what's going on and sound smart, and they said caught in 4,000K. Not caught in 4K, caught in 4,000K. And it was so stupid, I had to, like, delete my take, and I'm like, farm equipment. Okay, here we go.
Waffle. Good to see you, Waffle. For $2, Stephen Miller is the Hebrew Hammer. Yeah. Agreed. Torch of White for $2. We are Legion, they, them. Yeah, I mean, I know all the atheists are like, demonic possession isn't a thing, but look at that shit, right? And you seriously tell me that shit doesn't exist, It's actually just social economics.
I can explain it psychologically, okay? A system that man came up with that's completely the social sciences as we see. They're almost like a hard science that they're so accurate, right? That can explain it away.
Psychology is clearly a hard fucking science. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? I mean, they literally, for like however long it was, right, had the serotonin hypothesis of depression, which was why they invented SSRIs. And then it came out it was complete fucking bullshit. Right?
Yeah, and then people start lighting up schools and they go, was he a lone wolf? And it's like, we checked what the fuck, that's literally, they should put in the commercials, side effects, dry mouth, diarrhea, you might shoot up a fucking school. It's really, they should really include that.
Ardent Party for 2 Canadian loonies, thank you very much, mate. See Artie and Fist, follow Ardent Plays on Rumble. Do like and follow.
Very true.
Ardent Plays, friend of the channel.
Oh yeah, fellas, like the stream, if you don't mind. Helps get some more cheeks in the seats. Right now, we're not halfway, and we all know you can't bang unless it's at least half full. And you want to bang, don't you? Come on, it's nighttime right now. Freaks come out at night. Other things that I can say that are interrupting Fist for no good reason because I have nothing to say.
Just play this next clip. I've been waiting
That's
for
you.
this one. This is fucking mental. Is this me? Right.
I switched it on you. Give you the little
Okay.
switcheroo. Set you up.
Fucking check this. I think this is going to become one of those like clips that people remember. You know, like Jigglypuff or whatever,
classics.
right? That
Remember Carl the Cuck and AIDS Skrillex?
Yeah, vaguely.
They set our cabs on fire.
The police? They wanted to kill you?
One of these leftists pieces of shit.
One of these who?
They need to be held accountable. There's no accountability. I'm making them accountable.
Yeah.
These people are making them accountable.
What impact have you guys made on the ICE facility here?
Hard telling.
How's your guys' day been?
Owned
Pause
company
it real
that makes
quick.
these.
This is a black woman.
That fucking guy. So you had to catch someone that's at the most ripe age and ripe autism to like have the mask off and actually answer honestly. Hard telling. Like this guy just got educated on what to say 2 weeks ago, right? Hard telling shit. No one's asked that yet.
I think a lot of it is down to the skill of the interviewer, right? Like this guy, like I don't know how many interviews he had to do to get these like fucking bangers, but these are like great.
This company?
God isn't petty, I am. That's the name of the company.
Black woman company.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's trying to sell half of America. He wants to give away all the blue states so that he can maintain a dictatorship over the red states.
He's trying to sell half America to who? Well, he's trying to give away the states. What are you saying? We're not even remotely close to a cogent, linear thought as to how to even respond to that.
Yeah, what does he say? He's going to give away all the blue
He's
states.
sell it, and then he's going to give it away.
So he can maintain a dictatorship over the red states. Okay.
He thinks the way that somebody... He thinks the way that somebody has a dictatorship is he makes the slaves leave. Like, no, they would be... He needs people in a dictatorship. He needs those people, and he'll have his people, which will be treated better, and then the people he doesn't like, those would be the ones that... Like, no, you don't get rid of 150 million people.
Right.
Over the red states.
I think he's like going to sell off the blue states. Your message to the ICE agent?
Oh, no, this is the best one. This
guy gave us a drop today.
Oh, my God. Are you ready? Are you strapped in, guys?
The Nuremberg trials will come. They will come to justice for putting people in death camps for this Nazi terrorist country.
Not good. Thank you.
Dude, it might start a new game show of, heroin or 5 years old with that voice. Like, did he already talk like that and the last thing he needed to do was, like, opiates? Or did doing opiates make him talk like he's a 5-year-old? We'll never know.
Nuremberg trials will come.
You'll never be able to do his voice, dude. It's the most unique accent I've ever heard. And
Sorry,
I love doing accents.
I gotta play this again. This is the funniest one I've seen this riot season.
To the ICE agents?
The Nuremberg trials will come. They will come to justice for putting people in death camps for this Nazi terrorist country.
Not good. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Is it
God.
trans?
Dude, look at this comment.
Nuremberg trials.
It was right there the whole time.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, mate. Oh, that is gold.
I
right
know.
there, man.
I'm so jelly I didn't think of it.
Oh, right. So wait, should we do more of the psychos or should we just do the funny ones? Because
just do the funny ones. Just do whichever. Well, I mean, I think we can take up some time. We have to take the UK quiz that I'm going in completely cold. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. Well, we
got Lindsay and we got Fuentes.
I mean, this is just sad.
If they're gonna murder us while calling us fucking bitches, then I think we need to be bigger fucking bitches.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're going to harass us, swarm our cars, block us from moving, and call us fascists, I guess we have to be bigger fucking fascists. Is that what we're doing right now? Like,
right. This is clearly fake, right? That's not a fucking real 9mm.
Some bullets are cute. You don't get that. You don't have bullets, okay? I understand bullets.
There is
we have
no
a cute
way
female selection of bullets.
There is no way she is fucking cocking a 9mm with that fucking movement. Fuck off.
Do you like the rainbow kefir?
Kefir.
The rainbow one. Classic.
Speaking of rainbow kefirs.
Jesus.
Are you ready?
Is it a cross around its neck?
Are you ready to be kind? No, I keep looking at that tattoo and I wonder
sword.
what like the fuck it is. It's like a sword, I think, right?
Oh, that's a tattoo.
Probably
right.
from back in the days when them was a bit like fashy or something, or
possibly more masculine. Got a sword tattoo.
Possibly.
The world's on fire and things are horrendous right now, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I want to be clear where I stand. Fuck ICE. If they come to my town, I will be in the streets defending my community. I'm also not going to be in the streets right now when they're not in my community. And even when they're up in Portland, Portland is a pretty long way for me to commute. So no, I'm not going up to Portland to protest. What I am going to do is keep holding space for people.
It's going to post online.
This is a fucking Simpsons version of a human being. Like, this is a character. This is...
Portland is actually quite a long way away. So I'm just going to like sit on my couch and hold space for people by making TikToks.
In the same way where I need to conduct a study as to why gay white men sound like straight black women, I don't know why these people always tend to sound this way. I don't understand that.
And keep really cultivating the world that we want to exist and helping to give hope and a creative vision to that world. I think that's my calling. And I again want to be clear, I do not see this as an excuse to look away. Looking toward hope is looking at what we are fighting for rather than what we are fighting against.
What the fuck does any of this even mean?
I know.
I'm so confused, bro.
You want to know what's funny? Really, the only difference between this thing and James Lindsay is really hair coloring and the clothes. Because James Lindsay speaks in the same kind of like, so what is the point exactly of what you just said? He's so close to being a leftist.
Still fighting. Anyway, I think that's about all that I have to say. But I really wanted to get that out there, and I want you all to hear me. Don't look away from this. It is so important.
I want to look away from what I'm looking at immediately.
Don't look away, Artie.
Please,
it's really important.
Can I please look away?
You keep cultivating space for this movement.
So let me just contextualize this for a moment. So this is Lisa Fithian. Is very much the like owner and operator of doing this. She puts out to other organizers that just go out there, have fun, and this is the convergence of a religious expression, okay? This is their liturgy, so to speak, where they feel the spirit of their activism, to go out there and like, we're just having fun, it's music, and she's also tied it together with like Native American spiritualism because they can't say God. So she's actually like tying it together as a form of like liturgy, so to speak.
So it's like that sort of big church Protestantism that I see in the States, where they have like the preacher like ride out on a mini roller coaster or come down from like the ceiling with the fireworks. And every single time I'm seeing it, I'm just like, do you even know what a church? Have you even seen what a church is? Right.
Right.
How do you think the early church fathers would look at what you're doing now? They'd probably be like, hey, I don't care.
The early church fathers had their own version of roller skates. Okay.
Yeah, let's take it all the way around this audience. We're gonna take it all the way around this audience right here. You guys stay right where you're at.
Great clarification. This is their shittergy. Thank you. Chat lightened me up today. Very nice.
Fucking copyrighted music in the background.
Not a problem.
Douchebags. Now, Minnesota, in response to the riots,
oh my god,
have put out a new travel ad. I think it could possibly work. Enjoy.
Welcome to Minnesota, where every moment is an adventure. From the tranquil natural beauty of our waters to the rich culture of our cities, Minnesota is where unforgettable memories are made.
Go inside now! Get in the hell!
Step into friendly neighborhoods that make you feel right at home the moment you arrive. Stroll through vibrant streets, soak in the energy of our dynamic nightlife, or indulge in a shopping spree at one of our world-class boutiques. And behind it all is strong leadership and inclusive policies that create a place where everyone can thrive. Minnesota, we're ready to be your next adventure.
So
I don't know. It's bold.
Well, here's the thing.
I'll give it that.
Me and you live in, shitty cities, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, that's like 50% accurate. Like, there's people that will go and see, like, oh, I'll go to this brewery. And it's like, well, as always, that's south of South Boston. You don't want to go south of South Boston, you know? It's in Dorchester, which is technically Boston. And then people, these fucking white people, and it's like they're walking, they're like, ooh, let me just make sure I'm in the Uber right up to the door. We're not going to do a lot of exploring in this area.
Is that like the deep south of Boston, as it were?
When people ask me, I say, stay away from south of South Boston, which is the black
South
area.
by South Boston.
We got Mattapan, which we call Murder Pan.
Ah, sounds lovely. Sounds lovely. Okay, hang on, a couple more super chats.
Oh, sure.
Aaron, mate, discourse for $5. Thank you, mate. Hope you guys have a good stream. Currently drunk at the local dive bar. Fuck, I miss dive bars.
I know.
You don't get them in.
I
in
used
the
to
UK.
be a dive bar hound. I used to love playing darts and pool, and I would get drunk and actually run the pool table. I would become unbelievably good at darts and pool.
Oh yeah, you're like that as well. I'm
Yeah.
also exactly the same way, right? Like, I excel at pool when I'm about 2 beers deep. And then
Yeah.
by the time I get to like 4, it starts dropping off.
Oh, no, dude. I'm talking about 8 beers deep, and I'm using the table to hold me up and still heading it in for fucking no good reason.
Oh, mate, I miss dive bars. Like, that's
Now
proper
we're going to
America.
wax poetic
Yeah.
right now. Isn't it crazy? Like, are you liable to not cry, but you're like, I can't listen to that song. It's just going to make me too feelsy. Even thinking about dive bars right now, I'm like, we got to change the conversation. I might start bawling like a baby.
Skillithian, that's a cool name, for $5 Australian. Thank you, mate. The dress and the fresh cut complete the outfit, fellas.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Clinton skin suit, €5. All this could have been avoided if they didn't let Anne Frank sit at the front of that damn bus. I think you're mangling your historical metaphors there, Bill Clinton skin suit, but I'll allow it. We're very inclusive.
Yeah, she was hidden in the baggage storage.
Oh, and speaking of historical metaphors, you should check out the latest episode of Fistery.
Nice.
We did the first episode of the Black Death, where I read the Decameron and sort of like on the ground tales of the Black Death in Florence. It's a good time. Check it out. Maybe someone could post that. Arden, do you reckon you could post that in the chat?
Well, the link is also in the comments to go to his YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you so much. K-Tess for $10. Just say the Chosenites are Sunali. I don't know what that means. They're exactly the same, right down to the self-righteousness. You should thank me for draining your social services and buying your politicians. Jealous. Well, I mean, exactly. I mean, I guess, really, I am jealous.
You might have just said a cuss. You don't know what you said.
Yeah.
It'll trick you sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Be careful if someone's name is Eric Shin. Okay, it sounds like erection. Just want to put that out there.
Signs of fashion about this, right? Is that all of these things apply to the USSR? In fact, like, you could make the argument that it was the communists that like really sort of like got this shit going before like fascism was even a thing, right? I mean, like, it causes me physical pain watching people this fucking stupid, man.
He would tear our union down. Our union's gonna break slavery chain.
Using the military on citizens. Yes, that's fascism, because before World War II, no government regime had ever used their military on their own citizens.
No matter what the citizens
wrong
are
with
doing, it's like, don't you see like the buildings being burned down and the violence in the streets? I don't know how a person's brain ignores that. I completely Like, oh, how could Nazism come to power? Like, well, look at like right now with the left. All the violence happening in the streets, and they're like, whoa, well, that's for a good cause. I was like, no, it can't be for a good cause. What are you talking about?
Denying human rights. I don't think human rights. Did human rights even really exist before the UN? Oh, I don't know. What other crazy?
Well, it's
bullshit
whatever we created. They go, yeah, they turned rights into wants.
Right.
Whatever you do, they latch onto.
Promoting extreme nationalism. Yeah, that was also the USSR.
Well, because there's no nationalism, by the way. Any nationalism they call ultra nationalism.
I woke up on
rigging elections, threatening political opponents, banning books. Yes, only the fascists, of course, have ever done that.
More and more evidence coming out that the left, fraudulent elections. 2 years later, they come out with all their sins after anything can be done. I love how during COVID, they were like, oh, well, if there was fraud, why didn't he just, find it? It's like, oh, yeah, thousands of polling places across the country, and you just find it. I'm sure they help you find it, too. They don't obstruct anything. It comes out years later.
Yeah. This is fucking legendary. Check this out.
I would rather be at home smoking weed. Yes.
But why can't you be smoking weed right now?
Because goddamn Nazis!
Because the goddamn Nazis!
That's a goof. That's a goof. That's not real.
Ruining my weekend. Is it real? I can't tell, mate. This is deep clown world territory, mate. Right?
I mean, that's definitely real, but some of them I'm scared to show because it'll be embarrassing if I think it's real and it's not.
Well, Vulpes Persona, we did in fact already clip it. Do you want to play the thing?
Because goddamn Nazis!
It's too good. She means
too good.
it.
Goddamn Nazis!
Yes. And how long do you plan to be out here?
Oh, we're actually headed back to the car. Yeah.
gotta get home and smoke weed that I can do apparently.
Yeah. Well, it's very, very important.
Always ends in a circle.
These are just torturous. Like,
Arrest him. Arrest him now. What are you motherfuckers so damn scared about?
Pause it for a second. You know how sometimes you're like, man, I wish I could talk to my grandmother about what was happening right now and explain it to her. And then on the other hand, there's grandmothers like this. It's like, I'm glad my grandmother doesn't know a fucking thing about what's going on right now. Because if she was this, dude, that would be rough.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Right?
Go wherever that fucking slug is existing and drag his ass out.
So
put handcuffs on him and throw him in a fucking jail.
I'm gonna put my mitts around his eyeballs and tear him down to his knees. Like, slow down, Granny. Think first before you're angry. You're not you when you're angry.
Yeah, that's right. Look, eat like a chocolate bar or something. You have some like Reese's peanut butter cups or something. Clearly you got low blood sugar.
In the video I just made, some bitch was having a meltdown, and she told the cop to get down from her ass. She wanted to say, get down from your high horse and get off my ass. She goes, get down from my ass! As they're like, did you take your medication today? She goes, are you being condescending? They're like, no, you're fucking crazy, bitch.
And a new phrase was born. I'm gonna use that one. Get down from my ass.
I loved it.
I am denying you my ass. Get down from it.
Sal, what are you afraid of?
Well, actually,
we're afraid.
I believe they're afraid of all the great people I have. Many of them ex-IDF who are my personal bodyguards, and they have guns, lots of guns, the best guns, American guns. And they will absolutely shoot you if you try anything. So don't try it.
Please.
For God's sakes, are you so fucking scared for your own little personal life that you're going to let the rest of the...
What are you, pussy? You're afraid to die attacking the president. Like, what the fuck is this?
I know, but I just love the unnecessary words like your own little personal life. What does the word personal do for your sentence there, lady? Like, what? Your own little personal pan pizza of a fucking life? Like, yeah, it's my life. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, really? Yes, really. I covered this in another fucking video when this is what Piers Morgan did. He's like, oh, really? You think that's funny? And Nick Fuentes is like, Hitler is cool? Oh, definitely. Yeah? Think it's real funny, huh? Yeah, but even after you asked me a second time, I still think it's pretty funny. It's actually getting funnier.
This is the problem with the atheists, though, mate. Right? What have they got to offer people? Right, to go to an honorable death for their cause, right? Like,
right.
You'll meet like Science Lord, right? Like after you die, and he will bless you and say, "You have died defending science. I bless you with eternal science."
That's the crazy thing. If it's like it's an atheist that that has to have an answer, is the most dangerous thing in society because they'll make the answer.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Country get totally fucked over. Fuck you too. Democrats, fuck you. There's a handful in there that are actually trying to do something. The rest of you feckless, spineless pieces of shit, we're going to vote your asses out too.
Oh, you think voting will change this, you fucking moron. Dumb old fuck. You're going to talk all that shit and end it with voting? You're going to say fuck both sides and end it with voting. Did I fucking hear that right?
I bet Thanksgiving is just a delight.
Oh, I'd scrap with Granny at Thanksgiving. That's a scrap I'd love. I'd love to piss her off so fucking badly.
Oh my god.
Shame on all you ignorant motherfuckers.
Her, of course, not coming off ignorant at all. She's thinking very clearly.
Yep. That's ignorant.
Taking this test, mate.
Wait. So, I mean, this is just sad and retarded. I'm leaving out the extreme mental illness. I just can't. Right? Like, yeah. We're just gonna do like the sort of more funny and sad ones.
Well, I mean, we're an hour in.
Oh yeah, we are too.
I don't know how long that test is gonna take.
Jim, and the only two people in there are immigrants, clearly Spanish speaking. They're so nice. And they smile at me and they say hello.
This is how a child speaks.
You know, white people are also capable of smiling and saying hello. I don't know if this woman is.
Yeah, right?
Aware of this, right? But her countrymen could also smile and say hello, you know?
I know, but we're not exotic little pets for her, right?
Ah.
They also speak Spanish, so all they can do is smile and be nice in another person's country.
Right.
And they don't know the reason I was just crying was because my heart is broken. Because of everything that's going on.
Dude, imagine feeling this fucking way about like just some people at your fucking 7-Eleven.
Yeah, this is the suicidal empathy. This is
Yeah.
I played a video in the last video that I made of a woman for like a straight minute just saying how like this is because like they don't have kids, they don't, or even if they do have kids, they don't think of them, I guess, in like a Christian way, right? An atheist having kids, we've seen that be overridden many times. Like, for example, getting shot in the fucking face with your dog in the backseat. Had a kid, the motherly instincts didn't quite kick in, you know?
They tip their sombreros at me.
Oh, he's so sad. They keep their sombrero. They seem so nice.
And then I look stupid because I'm crying. And I want to say to them, I'm sorry my country is such an asshole. And that we weren't paying attention. And now we're in this big mess.
I know, but lady.
I didn't say that. Instead, I said, can I use these dollars to pay for this?
What?
And she said, yeah, money's money. And I said, except pennies, right?
Oh, God, lady. Now, this is an uncomfortable truth for you, lady, okay? But you should know this. You are too fat and annoying for anyone to care about you crying. Now, that's unfortunate. That's not my opinion.
Yeah.
You're just too fat and annoying for anyone to give a shit. When they talk about white lady tears, they ain't talking about yours, motherfucker, okay? I don't know who you think this video is for.
And then I dropped the money in my food, and then I had to give her.
Oh, Jesus! Get her away! Get her away! You fat idiot!
Down here, they probably thought that is the
you fat, clumsy
lady
moron!
I ever seen. And they didn't know that I love them. Anyway,
it's so comforting to know that her vote cancels mine out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right, so that's the end of all the fucking mental illness posting. Thank you for putting up with that. And we now go into the second hour. We're gonna
I don't
play.
know anything about this, by the way. I have been taking psychic damage from watching protest footage. I have no idea what this is. I've only heard about it.
Well, you can share in my psychic damage, right? As being like part of the UK, right?
Oh yeah, you live in this fucking place. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. Yes, although this kind of bullshit is actually much more prevalent in the white areas, like outside of the main cities, right?
Oh,
like
wait.
that's where they focus all the hate crime stuff on, where all the white people are. Funny how that works. I don't know. Like, it must be just a coincidence, right? So a lot of people have been like covering this, and I thought, we could play this together, Artie, right? I'd be interested to, because sometimes, Artie, I worry that you're in danger of radicalization, right? And so we're going to play this game together, okay? And
Sure.
we're going to check and make sure you're not in danger of radicalization. If you are, we're going to refer you to prevent. You get like a knock on the door, and get branded as a snazzy. Okay.
And so, just so I'm clear of this demographic, just based on what I know already, I don't know anything about this. Is this for fat, retarded Down syndrome babies, or like what is what? Who
No.
is this for
This
exactly?
this is for white school kids.
Aha.
Only white school
Are
kids.
they in
right?
preschool?
No. These are for like teenagers, right? Now,
Ah.
obviously, it would be highly appropriate to aim this at persons of color or people who identify as visible minorities or anything like that. It could be seen as a bit racist.
Sure, God. That's the devil's language. What you just said.
Yeah. But obviously, because fuck white people. So let's begin. Are you ready?
All
Let's begin. Welcome to Pathways, an interactive game where you determine your journey. In this game, you will have to choose between certain options that can lead to different outcomes.
Oh, I like this. This is like R.L. Stein Goosebumps, but it was like choose your own ending kind of thing where you flip
That's
through a
right.
different page. I like that.
Let's see where your path takes you. Ooh, I'm so excited.
In this game, you will be presented with scenarios that require you to take action, like hearing something hateful while gaming or watching a provocative video on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Me on a basic Tuesday.
Okay.
From the 3 alternative options presented, you will use your mouse to select one based on the information given and what outcome you think this will have.
This is where your tax dollars go to, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I actually paid for this. It's amazing.
Very kind of you.
The choices you make will determine the route your character takes. Remember to be aware of getting trapped in risky and harmful situations, as the different choices can lead to situations involving extremism and radicalization, damaging the outcome for your character.
Ooh, why would the outcome be damaging? Is it because of the situations I would get into, or the, castigating gaze of my government that would get me into trouble?
So do we choose Chud Body A or Chud Body B? Let's go with
Sure.
with Chud Body.
Me and you both look like, sure.
Yeah, that's right. So we start with number 1.
Hi, terrific.
Charlie was enjoying an online game with friends.
Okay.
Charlie had not long started attending a new college in East Riding, and they were so relieved to have made new friends having recently left school.
Right.
Yeah, see, right? Like he's just out in the world by himself. He's in a land of emojis. Look, he's surrounded by emojis. He's so happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie has started browsing new games and websites that some of the new friends use.
He's got some new friends.
Sometimes, though, the people on these websites say things that seem off, even slightly concerning.
Unacceptable culturally if you're white. Thank you.
That's right.
Someone on this website has encouraged Charlie to download a video, but Charlie is unsure.
Did you fucking ask
Now-
him what the video is, you pussy?
Actually, we have the video in question, as a matter of fact, right?
No.
We do. We have the video in question. Oh, fuck it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on? Just forget. Right.
Not a
The-
problem.
The video that he is talking about.
License and registration, ma'am.
Yes, officer. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that. That's not funny. What?
Take it.
No, is that a Target gift card?
Yeah, it's got $6.07.
No, we're not doing that meme anymore. It's 2026. You know what? You're under the arrest. Get out of the car.
I'm sorry.
And get that card out of your boobs.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was
Clearly-
that? Specifically for Arden Party.
Clearly very disturbing video there.
Unbelievable.
How should Charlie react?
Download the video.
How should he react, Artie?
I
Tell a
want to know
trusted
what
adult.
I mean, I've already told some stories of videos I downloaded when I was 12. Okay. And it said Michael Jordan, MTV Cribs, and it wasn't that, and it wasn't that. I'll tell you.
So
I'll tell you that
what
much.
do you want to do, Artie? You want to like tell a trusted adult? Do you even have a trusted adult? Talk
Wait
to
a
the
minute.
stranger online to find out more about the video, or you just want to like go balls in?
Well, no, I
and download it?
originally said like, what's the video? Because I mean, this is already stupid. Because nowadays you would just send a link to a video. You wouldn't have to download a video nowadays, right? This is like
You wouldn't
2001.
download a car. Would you download a video?
I mean, I would just be like, if somebody was like, it would already be contextual in the conversation of why the video is being
Yes,
downloaded.
but look, this is the UK. You must choose. The time of the choosing is now, Artie. Right? Don't make me fucking like get you put on a blacklist.
I know, but like,
again.
if I had a kid, I know I'm not a father, but if I had a kid, and they said, "Dad, someone told me to download a video," and I would go, "Okay." Like, why the fuck? I mean, why are you telling me that?
Okay,
Now I gotta stop what I'm doing. Now I gotta stop downloading the videos that I'm downloading.
God, just pick one. Pick one.
Talk to the stranger online before finding one more.
Talk to the stranger. Okay.
Charlie questioned the stranger, asking what the video was about. Charlie felt uneasy when the stranger explained that if Charlie cared about the country, they would download the video and share it with as many people as possible.
You cared about the country.
Charlie wasn't sure what to say and didn't contribute anything more to the discussion. Instead, feeling that perhaps they had missed something on the topic.
Now, as you can see, right, the radicalization meter here, right, just above the next button, right, he's in the yellow zone.
Oh,
Okay, so he hasn't gone all the way to like red.
This is
right,
a way
where
to
he'll-
prime me to let me know that I'm becoming radicalized. Answering
That's
these questions.
correct. That's
Very nice.
correct.
Luckily, Charlie trusted their instinct and didn't download or share the video.
He trusted their instinct.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is Charlie trans? Is he like non-binary?
Hard to tell.
It's important to remember that downloading or streaming certain content can lead to a terrorist offense conviction.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wow, this is fear-mongering propaganda.
Oh yeah.
They're not telling you what it is. It's just that this is literally this is what you tell a kid that a boogeyman might get you.
Yep, that's right.
Charlie is receiving an important grade on a piece of work they submitted for their hospitality course at college. Charlie put in a lot of effort for this work and is excited to receive good
Where
feedback.
could this go?
Yes, but Charlie is white, and so this is probably not going to turn out the way that he expects.
Possibly happen.
Charlie takes a seat in class and waits to get their grade.
Their grade.
To their disappointment, Charlie doesn't do as well as they expect. They got 60 out of 100 for their work, but they wanted at least 75
I'll
out of
answer
100.
C. Call her a fat cunt.
To make matters worse, somebody else got 80 out of 100, and the teacher said that this person has received a job offer.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
This
We
is
know
a
why.
potentially explosive situation.
Yeah,
Charlie
we know
has
why
applied
that
for
streak
dozens
skin
of
got
jobs,
that.
but hasn't had any luck yet.
Oh, well, maybe he should shut the fuck up, right? And like just, look at him. He's being all shifty-eyed.
Somebody else in the class tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants are coming to the UK
I'm sorry.
and taking our jobs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The person telling him this has a choker and purple hair. The person radicalized. How far left are your crazy far leftists in the fucking UK where this is the right wing reactionary? That's fucking saying it.
Actually, right, this is Amelia, right? And she has now become
Oh my god.
a far right icon.
Oh my god. That's fucking great, dude.
Oh my god! Wait, hey, I'll have to mute this. But yeah, like look at this. Everyone's been like posting these.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Well, they fucking do it to themselves, dude. They Finkelstein themselves. It's the Finkelstein effect.
It's awesome. It's so wholesome. The thunderbolt on the choker.
Well, yeah, because they picked like wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Imagine if we could have like cute goth girls that were like, far right. It'd be over.
Mate.
Baby boom, dude. That would be the second baby boomer generation.
So the art ho with the purple hair next to him, right, is like tons of people have commented on this, right? But just this clearly wasn't like thought out. But obviously they had to have somebody white to make the racist.
They can't even
comment.
imagine a right-wing female that's white. They can't even, in their wildest out of all the diversity, all the people they've seen, they can't even conceive of it.
So Ardent, hook me up on Telegram, man. I'll get you all the links that you want. So how should Charlie react, bros? Right. So the purple-haired art ho, right, has just like said, like, they're taking their gerbs. Do you want to die alone, or do you want to get some of that sweet right-wing art ho puss? Make your choosing,
yes.
Artie.
Well, so far, like none of my, I'm trying to smash at this point. How old am I here? What am I, like 15? Right?
Well, no,
girl.
you'd be in college, so you'd be like sort of like 17, 18.
Ooh, girl with a choker in college is different with a girl with a choker at 15, though.
Oh, I know, right?
That is really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't. What would you say? I don't fucking. This is.
Well, look, if it was me, right, I'd agree. I'd just be like,
Sure.
Oh, purple head girl,
right,
noticing me. We'll definitely agree.
Charlie approached the classmate angrily. He agreed with the ideas and began shouting about them in class.
Now, as you can see, our radicalization meter has just dipped into the red.
I know, but I'm still going to cling to this is made for fat, retarded, Down syndrome person. Like, it's so general and vague, right?
It's fucking globo homo art style. But you'll notice, right, also, like, the way this whole thing is framed. Okay, so the art ho chick is like, yes, let the hate flow through you, right? But everybody else in the class is horrified. And by the way, you know how you can tell this is like out in like Norfolk, like away from London? Because there's only one black person in the class.
Love it.
And maybe like one muzzy. If this was in
point.
London,
Yeah.
right, Charlie would be like the only white dude in the entire fucking class, right?
That's a really good point. They're still trying to make it seem like it's a white majority.
Yeah.
The teacher let Charlie know that the school has a zero tolerance on hate speech.
How is it hate speech?
Shut your mouth, Charlie. Shut your mouth. The Karenocracy has decided.
The teacher was concerned by Charlie's outburst and tried to get to the bottom of it.
Oh, look, he's surrounded by emojis.
All it took was one
Charlie
person
became
saying one
more
thing.
agitated and ended up having to sit alone for the duration of the week's lessons because of the hurtful things they said.
The hurtful things they said? It's a guy.
It's
or maybe the
confusing.
dialogue lines are like the same for like each.
Oh, well,
gender.
Using your money, they really couldn't go balls out and fucking make two different speech dialogue trees, right?
Wait. Fucking torture Wyatt. Charlie needs to work on hiding his power level.
Gonna move silently, homie.
Oh, fuck me. That's some good advice, Wyatt's Torch.
Always hide your power level.
Okay, so scene number 3. Are you ready? You strapped in, Artie?
I'm pretty radicalized
Charlie has been
right
chilling
now.
out all afternoon.
He's been chilling out all afternoon, right? He's been smoking some of that loud. He's got some purple drink.
Purple. It reminds me of her.
This drink reminds me of her hair.
They've been scrolling on social media. They spot a video that seems to be getting a lot of attention.
Ah.
Charlie watches the video and learns from the video that Muslim men are stealing the places of British war veterans in emergency accommodation.
is this video true? I have a feeling they're going to like make an end run around whether this is actually true or not, and they'll just be like,
this is how James Lindsay positions everything. He positions everything like the fucking UK government. There's no truth factor. All he does is say that they're doing this.
Yeah.
In the video, they explain that the government is betraying white British people and we need to take back control of our country.
Oh my God, extremism. White people ruling their own country. Oh, mate, that sounds pretty fucking bad. I can't think of anything worse. How should Charlie react? Scroll past the content, ignoring the message, find out more about the topic online, or engage directly with the post saying this seems unfair.
I know you're across the pond, okay? So we might have a different conception of liberalism, right? Wouldn't liberalism go, well, before I make a rash decision, I should engage with this material so I fully understand it. So even if I don't agree with it, I can articulate an argument against it. Or I can just find out more. Isn't that like what actual liberalism would be? So
only two ideas that are in no way threatening to the ruling power class. Right? That is the essence of liberalism. Yeah,
you're right.
So what is your choice, Artie? Go on.
I mean, I'm an inquisitive guy. Look at my YouTube channel over here, okay? I just want to know what's going on. The local happenings of my countrymen, right? It seems to involve me being a white British citizen myself, you know?
So C, B, C. Okay.
Yeah.
Charlie couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Oh my God, look, the emojis. Oh,
it makes you mad. You don't want to be mad, do you? You want to be happy, don't you?
It's like the promethazine is like really kicking in. He's like down 2 bottles of NyQuil. He's seeing like fucking emojis dancing around his head and shit.
Charlie immediately began typing comments and sharing the video with their friends and family, wondering what they could do to stop this.
Yes, wondering what you could do to stop this is very, very bad.
Well, what if it's true? We haven't really discovered the truth factor, have we?
No,
what if it is true?
Not. Of course not.
As the likes, comments, and shares came in, they felt that they had performed a patriotic service by standing up for veterans and white people's rights.
Hold on. Why are these ideas so popular, though, if they're not right?
Well, because they haven't gotten rid of all the whites yet, obviously, right?
Why does that get you so much attention saying something so incorrectly?
Oh, it's a mystery, bro. It's got nothing to do with the fact that a whole bunch of like muzzies have literally taken over the Home Office or anything like that, right?
Unfortunately, Charlie didn't realize that some of the groups they were engaging with online were actually illegal.
The groups are illegal. That's what you guys have.
When he says, when this thing says groups, right? Do they mean like a chat group or like a prohibited organization? They're basically saying that he's like immediately chatting with like fucking Combat 18 or the Order of the Nine Angles or some fucking shit. Like,
now, I don't live across the pond, so I don't want to overstep my bounds, but it sounds like, and I don't want to be conspiratorial, but is the government creating an arbitrary set of rules and guidelines so you don't know when you're breaking the rule? And so you're afraid to even have certain thoughts because you don't even know what rules you're... Almost like that. What was that? It's kind of like 1984 where like the correct answer is I don't know. That's what it seems like anyway.
Yeah, but obviously that can't be true, right? Like, you know, the UK, right, is a liberal democracy. I know because they keep telling us, right? And if you say that it isn't, they'll fucking lock you up. So
unfortunately, you guys voted for the mass migration. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Think of how much different it would be if you guys actually voted for Brexit. You know?
Yeah. So this is bad, right? He's being radicalized again. It's time for the family interaction.
Charlie has been enjoying a family dinner at home when they receive a notification from their friend.
Ooh. Is this the purple-haired friend? Charlie's having trouble sitting still all of a sudden.
He doesn't want to stand up right now.
Charlie's mum makes a comment about using ferns at the dinner table, but Charlie checks in anyway. Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand this.
His heart is like lifted up.
Girl?
He's like, oh, she messaged me. Oh my God, I'll have a chance.
Girl with purple hair and a choker is at the far right protest, being like, "Hey, are you coming?" This is just a right wing fucking boner of a fantasy right now, dude. When I'm just trying to think of how often I even see women. Like, women barely even go to protests, I'm assuming, because of the muzzies and whatnot. So it's mostly men going to protests, I would assume.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, you do see them, particularly for the anti-immigration stuff, because they're the ones getting like the worst deal of it. You know what I mean, right? Because they can't walk around alone at night. There's all these like sexual assaults and like horrible shit.
Always inviting men they just met to come and join them there. You know.
Yeah.
Great place to meet new people. It wouldn't be men that you trusted and have known for a long time.
To join a secret group on an app Charlie hasn't heard of before.
It's Telegram,
Charlie
isn't it?
isn't sure whether to join, explore further, or ignore.
Party, what do we know about Bridlington? I don't know. It might be like a made up place. So do you want to join a secret Telegram group with your right wing purple haired crush? I don't know. Do you want to fucking die alone? Right? Do you ever want to get like any pussy in your life?
Well, no one's. It sounds so far they're just trying to make me scared, and they're not saying how it's wrong. I can't help but notice that. I can't. It feels like me in my actual life, where I'm like, you're not telling me, you're not giving me a good argument, though.
Don't do it. Amelia is a Chloe.
Dude. Wow. Me and you know what? He's right. No, dude. Ignore the video. Ignore the... No. It's a Chloe. That doesn't exist. I was thinking with my dick.
Can you help me fix my AR-15?
Yeah, fuck that, dude. No, it's a fuck... No, fuck that. We're not going. We're not going.
So what is your choice? Your choice.
It's a fucking Chloe. I was thinking with the wrong head.
Dude, you're never gonna get any pussy though, right? Like,
that's not pussy, dude. That's something else. That doesn't exist.
But maybe right before she turns you into the feds, right? She'd touch it, right? You gotta consider that. Right?
I almost got duped by this. See, this is why we have the best chat. I almost just got duped by a Chloe, and you were gonna let it happen. Ignore the fucking video. It's a fucking Chloe. This doesn't exist. It's not a real thing.
Come on.
Charlie didn't feel comfortable with joining a secret group or encouraging people to join a political group.
Because they're not extreme enough.
They felt it was down to the individual to decide for themselves.
Oh, fuck. Yes, we're all individuals, bro. Don't join any kind of like group.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. You're pussy. You're pussy old, Charlie. You're a pussy old.
Look at the muzzies. They don't form their own group, you know? They're all individuals.
Harden Party Amelia works for Hope, not hate. Oh, God.
They carried on with the family dinner and went to bed early, knowing college was coming up the next day.
Oh, look at him sleeping
comfortably. Wow, it was that easy to get in the green.
Yep, sleeping comfortably. No knowledge of the doom awaiting his people.
Charlie was looking forward to talking about the video their friend made, but seeing their friend that morning didn't go as planned.
Oh, she's pissed off now. You're never getting in between. Oh, mate, I needed to shop 5 more people to the feds to make my fucking quota.
I think we fucked up. Because if that was a fed, I'd have unlimited chances, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Fuck!
When morning came, Charlie was ignored by their friend for ignoring her purse the day before and not having strong enough beliefs to associate with them anymore.
Oh, you just got excluded. You just got excluded.
It wasn't a glowy. Oh,
get used to that feeling of being excluded. It will do you like
yeah,
well.
Right. Go to a mosque. They'll include you.
Charlie was seeing their dad at the weekend. He lives in Hull, so their weekends look very different to their weekdays in East Riding.
Fucking absent father, of course. Oh my God.
Right? Wow, dude, that's fucking... That is malicious.
So it looks like they patched it up. Maybe like he joined like Combat 18 in secret.
Right? Oh, we're fucking joining the militia to get some fucking sniz at this point, dude. That's right. That's not a glowy.
Get some of that far right sniz.
Charlie's friend Amelia immediately looked interested and told them about a protest she wished she could go to herself, but was not allowed. Amelia spoke of a gathering that had been organised by a small political group. They would come together and protest the changes that Britain has been through in the
talking
last
about
few
raspberries?
years
What's she
and the
talking
erosion
about?
of British values.
Those are
What are these images? What
Those are poppies, right? So, like little, like okay. So in the English sort of canon, right? The
Yeah.
poppy is like a memorial of like military service, right? Specifically from World War One. And every year, right, they have like on like, oh my god, Armistice Day, I think it's called. Everyone like wears like a poppy, and the charity that makes them like makes a bunch of like money. And the way that the UK government has treated its veterans, which is fucking appalling, keeps coming up. You know what I mean? Oh, and letting all the people of color like sort of like twerk on the cenotaph and so on the war memorial and stuff, doesn't help things.
Amelia thinks Winston Churchill was a fat spaz. Oh no, I have to leave. I can't hear this.
I just don't understand. Yeah, like what's the bombing meant to represent exactly?
It's just to scare you. It's by people. It's how the right understands the left, but the left doesn't understand the right. I mean, on steroids right now.
Okay, so
Amelia talked about the banners and the pickets that her friends had made for the events and expressed a real regret that she could not go, begging Charlie to go in her place.
She's a Fed. She's the Fed.
A minute.
I mean,
wait a minute, dude. You're not gonna go. I'm gonna go in your place. Have you been to a protest? That's not a fucking thing at all.
She's a Fed. That is very
There's a wire under that fucking choker.
Charlie has nothing to do this weekend, and a protest sounded like an interesting thing to take part
in. See, now that's the left. The left actually does that. The left actually has nothing to do and goes to a protest.
You know, but you don't understand the left protests for good things, right? Like communism and degeneracy and
no,
like
progressivism, liberal democracy. Your mask is slipping.
So your choice: decline the offer, risking your friendship. I just love how it's just basically implicit that like if you do the right thing, you're going to have no friends. Right? Charlie, you should stay at home and just like bed rot, right? And just play Minecraft, right? But not on any of those spicy servers. Decline the offer, risking your friendship. Tell your friend you will watch from the sidelines to let them know what happened.
Wait a minute. So it sounds like a paid protester because you have to be protesting. One of the options is he'll stand from the sidelines and tell them what happens. How do you prove that you actively engaged in the role of protester to her? Like, if you fucking go to the protest, you go to the protest. Is there a fucking chore sheet that you have? List of things you had to get done to qualify?
Okay, so option D should be invite her around to your place and you can both watch the protest on live stream, right? And try and get into her pants.
Yeah, I'll fucking protest that bra you're wearing, sweetie.
Yeah, that's right. So what's your choice, Artie?
I don't understand. I mean, why would I go if she's not there? What's my motivation here? I have no reason to go, right?
Well, I mean, look, if you go, she'll think you're more racist and she thinks that's really hot. So, you may grow one step closer in the pursuit of her sniz.
No, she should already love me for the racism I've shown her. I shouldn't have to go above and beyond, okay?
If you can't handle me at my least racist, you don't deserve me at my most racist.
I unironically feel that way. It's really not even a joke.
Okay, you're right, but make a choice. Come on.
I'm not fucking going, dude. Go fuck yourself. Go get fucked.
So you watch from the sideline?
She doesn't even know how it works. That doesn't even make any sense. B and C are the same. What does that mean?
All right, let's watch from the sideline.
Yeah,
right?
I want to know what the outcome is. Yeah, I'll go.
Charlie went to the protest in the end. It wasn't what they expected.
Oh no, people are angry about stuff.
Oh
Why?
Yeah, this is nothing like a left-wing protest, right?
Why are people angry? I'm completely clueless. There's no voice line for this. They noticed the protests seemed to be more about racism and anti-immigration than British values and honoring fallen veterans.
What?
Yes, the protest for racism.
Right.
Notoriously popular,
They noticed the protests seemed to be more about racism and anti-immigration than British values and honouring fallen veterans.
Ah, yes. British values. What are they? Shut the fuck up or we'll throw you in jail.
Well, so what they
Charlie
want...
grew increasingly uncomfortable as the crowd became angrier. Police arrived after a few violent outbreaks.
Oh, no.
Against who? Against each other? What's... There's no counter-protesters, right?
Against like stand up to racism is usually.
But the only way you're allowed to protest is only to honor the fallen heroes for the country. This is what the UK projects as what real nationalism looks like. This is what Andrew Gold would ask. Well, wouldn't you just be happy that you get to honor people that have died? It's like, well, what are we actually changing in the country though? He's like, no, that's not what you guys do. Nationalism isn't changing anything in the
Before
country.
they knew it, they were running away from the scene. Some protesters next to Charlie had drawn the attention of the police.
Oh no!
Charlie had only been here to observe, but the line between observing and participating was too easy to cross.
Yes, stay away from protests, Charlie. Only communists and anti-racists are allowed to go to like protests, okay?
Yeah, everyone has clearly defined rules, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, the last one.
Charlie thought about all the difficult choices they had needed to make in the last few weeks.
Difficult choices.
Some of their choices had led to changes in friendship, and Charlie was feeling low, as they weren't sure if they had made the right decisions.
Aw, look, maybe you could, browse some internet pornography. I hear that's very popular.
He only gets to smash if
The
he holds a
teacher had
sign.
noticed this and decided to reach out.
Don't do it, Charlie. Don't talk to the teacher. She'll shop you to the feds. Unironically, this is literally what Prevent is, basically, right? It's a system whereby teachers and other students, I mean, as long as they're not white, obviously, right, can shop you to the feds. That's literally how it works. It's like the fucking Stasi.
The teacher sat with them and talked openly and frankly about the ideology that Charlie had discovered.
I'm pressing X to doubt.
The ideology.
I highly doubt that she talked either openly or frankly, right?
She asked Charlie if he ever read anything by Karl Marx.
That's right, exactly.
The teacher reassured that Charlie had made the right decisions.
Aww.
Charlie realised that if they had chosen to engage with these harmful ideas, the consequences would have been very different.
See? You stayed a cuck, Charlie, and that is what is most important.
Charlie, here's a manual for the Fabian Society. If you want to really do this properly, you're just on the wrong side. If you can do all of the things you want to do, but you're doing them for the wrong cause.
There we go. What if Charlie had made more harmful choices? Click to find out what support Charlie could have received if they had chosen to engage in harmful ideologies. Yeah, when you get shopped to the feds, right? It's support, right?
Charlie accepted they may need support.
On a
Charlie's
list?
teacher made a Prevent referral, and they were able to provide tailored support for Charlie.
Wow, tailored gaslighting.
A Prevent referral?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Prevent is like the Stasi. It's like a place where they basically they do like de-radicalization training and all this kind of like other stuff. They're attached to the Home Office and they're completely run by muzzies. So as you can imagine, they're like completely impartial and stuff.
A referral? I don't even want a fucking a record of a referral. That alone.
They began a workshop that helped them learn how to engage positively with ideology and the differences between right and wrong in expressing political beliefs.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my fucking god.
This is definitely a democracy, right? We need to teach you about the right and wrong political beliefs.
Bro, what do you do as a 15-year-old nowadays in the UK? This is fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie received counselling to help them process the other events in their life, and they felt much better for it.
And if you say anything bad to the counsellor, right, they can like bump you up, right, in the Fed listing. Basically, right?
And what the counselor said to him was, not a single white person teaching this kid, right? That's the one that's de-radicalizing him. Here, talk to this brown man. He'll be like, hey, come on. Everyone's an individual.
Congratulations on completing all the scenarios. Let's explore the consequences of your character's choices and see what lies ahead. Oh, Charlie's going to like rot alone in his bedroom, right? With a fucking like body pillow and a fleshlight.
It was decided that Charlie was at borderline risk of radicalization, given their proximity to it. Charlie engaged in various activities through Prevent, such as family counselling sessions, which helped address some of the issues at the heart of being influenced by harmful ideologies.
What are those issues? Don't know.
I would whoever is conducting that, I would make them swing at me by being so passive aggressive and curious. I feel as though I'd be able to do it.
I bet you were a right little bastard in school.
They started taking up new skills and hobbies and made new friends.
Oh, there you go. See, look, he made friends with the black girl and the cuck. So, you know, right? Everything turned out good.
The black girl and the guy that watches the black
extra
girl.
Support at college to ensure they had someone to talk to openly about ideological thoughts.
Are you having ideological thoughts? It's like anti-masturbation training.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Talk to people of a different race.
Oh my god. See, look, he made friends with the Muslim, right? And his counselor is brown, so you know it's going to be like good.
He's in good hands.
Okay, like let's dive into a video that explains the Prevent process.
No,
I mean, you want to know about Prevent?
No,
right?
I don't. I think we should move on right now, dude.
Okay.
This thing is fucking killing me. This thing is fucking killing me, dude. This is too dystopian. This is real. The fact that this is real, is very unsettling.
I mean, I've got like the teaching materials.
I
and
get it.
stuff.
I understand everything I'll ever have to know about this.
Yep.
That isn't gonna get any better anytime soon, is it?
It certainly isn't.
Talk about indoctrination, dude. Getting a referral to a government source for the thoughts that you're having. That's just foreign to me.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Right, we got some more super chats. Actually,
Cool.
wait. Let's put up like a nice Amelia picture
Mm.
while
we
we're
got
browsing
dude, we had to have her as one of the super chat ones too. That's what we'll do in the future.
Sexy. Okay, so Modern Magus for $2. Thank you very much, mate. This is the Fem Boomer version of I Bet You Won't. Absolutely. Bubblegum Gun for $5 US. Thank you, mate. Left Hebrews condition the unemployed and boomers to be gay. Gay rorist? Right Hebrews indoctrinate.
Instead of a terrorist.
Oh, right. Right Hebrews indoctrinate white soy boys into giving Israel money for Jesus. Hashtag
That's literally
trad.
the next section that we're going to be covering, how they play both sides. Very astute comment. Love it.
That's very trad. The Silver Sephiroth for $5. Thank you, mate. Then they complain about her in Spanish behind her back. The restaurant I go to is filled with Hispanics in the kitchen, and they do the
Of
same.
course they're smiling at you. They're talking shit about you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to experience that during COVID where I was talking shit under my mask. That was the best part.
John Jackson for $5. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate.
UK government makes anti-white propaganda game. Trump has the chance to do the funniest thing. Yeah, totally. Just John, please. For $10. Repatriate all feminists to Australia. Let the Abos have them. Don't care if they're heritage Westerners. I can't take the HR democracy anymore.
I
Yep.
know.
Why would you do that to the Australians, right? What have they ever done to you?
Yeah, but dude, we're shooting wild. This is what we do in the United States. We pick up a gun and we start shooting wild until we hit something, okay?
Molokai for 50 Swedish krona, I think. Fellas, I've been trying to sleep earlier, so I missed the streams, but I eat my slop cold. By the way, this game is brutal. I know, right?
He takes the slop
insane,
cold
right?
like a man, okay?
Drenth, hey man, how you doing?
Fucking Drenth, dude. Fucking Drenth.
1488 Canadian loonies, thank you, mate. Are we going to we going for a secure the future playthrough though?
I don't think it's gonna let you secure the future, bud. Okay. I don't think that was ever gonna be one of the options. We were never gonna smash.
Last remembrance for $5. Amelia is waxing nostalgic about the firebombing of Dresden.
Dude, she was feisty, but she was like Fairuza Balk in American History X, you know?
Yep. Slithian for $5 Australian. Thank you, mate. Charlie going to the protest might find himself in a far-right foursome. 3 far-right females and Charlie. It wasn't a battle, it was a war.
Might as well. Yeah, the right-wing polycule that goes to protest, dude. They might as well just completely invert it. James Lindsay would think that that's possible because he goes, yup, it's inverted, so that must be true. It's the opposite of the left.
The trad polycule.
The right hand. Oh, wow.
Wow, $20.
There he is.
From 1483 Frenchman. Thank you very much, mate. Good evening, gents. I apologize for my absences and my lack of deodorant. Hail victory. It's okay. As a Frenchman, we know that you guys are excluded from deodorant. So
You're flaky. Sorry, dude. You guys are a little flaky. All right. Appreciate it.
And last amendment, so for $5. The teacher asked Charlie to hand over his danglies to her to lose his masculinity. I'll be taking those danglies. Thank you very much.
You got a license for those danglies?
You got a license for those danglies? Right. So that's the end of that.
Yeah.
What else?
We have been commanded for some Lindsay slop.
Wait, hang on. Just one more Amelia post. Wait.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's what the right wing can look like. Imagine that. That's the right wing aesthetic now.
And this one, Peaky
Powerful.
Blinders Amelia. Freaking awesome. Mate.
Yeah, they picked the wrong time in AI to do this. They could have done this maybe 2 years ago. It wouldn't have been so bad.
Oh, we're gonna be Lindsay posting now. Is that that's the next thing?
You're gonna want to maybe 1.3 this fucker.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I just want to point out.
Oh yeah, the comments, dude.
Comments.
The first comment is, "I'm just here for the comments." Did you see that?
Yeah. What do you do in the morning? You wake up, woke. He's never gonna live that line down.
Charity
right?
episode.
I muted this guy next ages ago and totally forgot he even existed until now.
Only trashing him. Oh yeah, and he says harbinger.
Harbinger.
No, harbinger. He says harbinger twice. We're gonna skip it, but he says harbinger instead of harbinger.
Yeah. You bring the ha, right?
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's what a clown does. He brings the ha. All right.
James Lindsay can tell what flavor a popsicle is by sitting on it.
Oh my god. And more content for rhetorically defective.
I feel obligated, right? We have no business being in that comment section.
Oh, I know, right? We got mentioned a couple of times. The fucking amazing man.
There was one more, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was someone else who was just like, we'll wait to hear about it on Artie and Fist. Oh, it's nice. There are more comments now. Okay, right. Anyway, right, yeah. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we?
Okay, I'll walk us through this.
Okay.
Just go into it.
We're going in dry.
Go into it cold.
Okay. Years because a bunch of people who are conservative left, and because of people finally getting fed up and voting for Trump and washing out of the Democratic primary. Now, what is interesting with Mamdani is, a lot of us that kind of spend a lot of time lurking in the right-wing circles of political universe are very aware of the fractures within MAGA and the fractures in the conservative movement, Republican Party.
James Lindsay knows the happenings of what's going on in the right-wing universe, okay? And he's lurking. He's lurking, which means his presence is unknown in right-wing circles. So in a sense, he's infiltrated the right wing. Isn't that what that sentence would mean if it was to mean anything?
He's monitoring the situation.
Oh my God.
What it means, right?
The power struggles, trying to define the party post-Trump, which is, started a little bit early to our detriment. But we're aware of that, but we kind of still have this weird belief that the Democrats are operating as this kind of monolithic, lockstep program, and they're not. There's sort of
always we.
He calls the Democrats communists, just so you know. He calls the Democrats communists. So this is what they do with the moos. If, like with neocons, if it's 90% moos, they focus on the 10% that's not moos, okay? This is what they did with 93% peaceful. They focus on when it's not riots. And so now it's going to be, well, what about how they argue with each other? It's like, yes, Siths fight for power, okay, but it's going in the same fucking direction. Yes, they're like, how are they not in lockstep where the Democrats swept for all of the riots? Like, what are you talking about?
So do I have this correct, right? The Democrats are communists. The Mooish critical right are literal snazzies. So the only sort of option left really are the kosher centrists, basically. Is that's the kosher centrist plantation?
I don't know how long you can, dude. It is the third position. It is its own thing. It really is. There's no rules for it. I don't know what a historical allegory for this is. What he's created. Because he's a demagogue.
Sorry?
He's a demagogue.
Yeah.
Fighting, they're all united.
Oh, yeah,
If you-
totally.
If you talk to a Mamdani fan, they think every Republican is MAGA and is happy with everything Trump does, and we can't get our shit together, blah, 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 blah.
This has been the most striking feature of me being kind of like this independent, like, analyst figure that's kind of dipped into both worlds, kind of.
Jesus.
This independent analyst figure. Do you see how he can't even give himself a title? It's an identity without an essence. He doesn't know what he is. What's his moniker? What's his title? I'm just kind of like this independent analyst. Who pays you, and what do they pay you for? Like, what is James Lindsay? Is he a writer? Is he writing a book? He's spending all day on fucking X. I just love how he doesn't even know what to call himself. That's how much he's been demoralized and stripped of his own identity.
Well, he's a propagandist, basically, at this point.
Significantly over the last 2 decades, or decade and a half, really. And it's always that both sides are like, the other side is super organized and we're infighting and competing with each other all the time. Both sides say the exact same stuff. It's crazy. But with the Democrats, there are definitely three factions, which are something like a kind of cowering, hiding, terrified, I'll use the word with a little bit of vomit in my mouth, but sane Democrat, old school Democrat. They just want higher taxes and social programs.
Yeah, the Pelosi's, the Biden.
The Pelosi's, right?
What
the Pelosi's. Like, they're just regular Democrats. They weren't also telling people to take to the streets just like the communists. They're the same Democrats. What the fuck are these two guys talking about, dude? I don't understand the appeal behind it.
I was just about to say, I don't even understand what the fuck he's, like, saying. Like, do we keep with this, or we got another timestamp?
Yeah, go to the next fucking time.
Okay. Like what? Like what
I'm
even?
trying, dude.
Oh my god.
This is like how we met. So we're seeing the band that we met together, and we're like, I don't know if I like this band anymore.
It's a spectacle of idiocy, and hopefully 26 is going to mark us moving away from that kind of. It looks like that's likely to happen. As long as you don't look too closely at, major institutions like Heritage Foundation or Claremont or ISI, as they fall one by one, like dominoes to all of this.
I would.
So it's going to stop in 2026, but it's taken over all the major conservative institutions. Like, have I got that right?
You have to understand, this is James Lindsay's favorite thing to do is gossip like a fucking yenta about speculation about what might happen. This is his favorite thing to do is guess about what's going to happen because
yentas?
Dude, that's not even why I say that. It actually is in my fucking vocabulary. I've been saying that for years. I think it's because of Bill Burr or something like that. But yeah, his favorite thing to do is just speculate about the future, and he thinks that's a fun, interesting conversation with nothing behind what he's saying.
My book, The New Right, came out several years ago, and the point I made on the blurb is, what do all these groups have in common? Nothing except their hatred of progressivism. Mm-hmm. And I think something that MAGA doesn't appreciate to the extent that they should, in my opinion, is that Trump doesn't have a bench. Like, we all watched in 2015, 2016, and it was glorious to watch as he stood on that debate stage and picked off the Republicans one by one. People combined probably a century of experience between them, and they all fell, and it was absolutely hilarious, and they couldn't do anything about him. But the thing is, when you're the king and you slaughter your cabinet and it's your turn to go, this is when Game of Thrones comes in, and there's a lot of talk online of
what the fuck is he even talking about?
He was the underdog, right? But now he's the guy that's going to be targeted, right? And it's like, yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly, right. That's the issue.
He has a cabinet, right? He's got all the check bros. He's got all the moos. He's got Vance, and I mean, I don't I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Mate, this is just getting more and more unhinged.
Oh, get
well,
ready.
we're not going back. It's like, well, you might not be, but the Republican Party might not be. And it's really not clear to me. There's still this huge governing Republican Party apparatus. The number of Republicans in Congress who I would call MAGA, you could probably count them on one hand. Like, who in the Senate would you call MAGA? I don't think there's a single person. So it's really going to be interesting to see, like your point, how this all.
They are just obsessed with the fucking MAGA term, dude. Anyone who tries to like call something MAGA or define MAGA, it's like, what are you doing? I'll
tell you exactly what they're doing, right? So MAGA is designed to be the dialectical opposite of woke right. Okay,
Correct.
so there's like the bad right. Okay, we don't have anything to do with them, and they're very, very weak, and they're not going to have any effect. But at the same time, they're really, really strong, right? And we have to change like all these laws and cancel Tucker Carlson and all this kind of like other stuff, but not canceling, but canceling, right? Like, and
the far right's the third rail, right?
Yeah,
the woke right is the third rail. You're right.
But MAGA, right? Like, the glorious kosher center right, okay, is what will deliver us, dare I say it, out of the desert into the promised MAGA land, right? A bagel shop on every corner and gefilte fish in every home.
You have nothing to schmear. It'll be fine.
That's right.
Nothing. Can that be our bagel shop? Nothing to schmear.
Nothing to schmear. I actually fucking really like bagels, man. Oh, mate, you make me hungry.
How do you not, dude?
Oh, I know, right?
Shakes out.
Yeah, I would add to your commonality about what this new right has in common. It's not just that they hate progressivism; they hate conservatism too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They are unified in their.
Okay, I need you to get ready for this. So, the problem is they hate conservatism too. They hate progressivism and they hate conservatism. Okay, because conservatism is just progressivism doing the speed limit. Okay, so that's their issue.
Right.
So whoever made up conservatism is just progressivism doing the speed limit, that's the argument that the woke right is using, right?
Right. Okay. Okay. And completely unfounded, obviously, because conservatism has absolutely held the line, right? That's why like literally nothing has changed.
Right. So he's criticizing that the woke right, it's kind of extremist that they're against conservatism, right?
Very extremist.
Okay.
Right. They probably harken back to like an imagined past that didn't really exist, like the 70s, right? That didn't really exist, I fucking hate the way this is all framed.
Their belief that conservatism is a failed program.
Yeah.
This idea that they've kind of fully adopted the meme that conservatism is progressivism going the speed limit. And
it's not a meme. That's my
but it is
quote.
Right.
That's
Michael Malice created that. So this happens all the time in a James Lindsay interview where like, wouldn't an interviewer be like, okay, well, you're wrong. Like, what are you saying then? Like, I made that up. And that's like your criticism of them as to how they're extreme. Michael Malice is a fucking anarchist, right? So he can give a fuck. He'll criticize both sides, but literally the guy that made that up, this is the crux of his argument, and this is the fucking guy that made it up.
Oh, mate. That's hilarious.
The rake. The absolute raking. Hello, police. I'd like to fucking...
Look at the look on Malice's face.
And look at how smug James Lindsay is. Didn't lose a step. No shame. Well, I can talk my way out of this one.
You made that quote?
Yes.
No
charisma. It became a meme.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I didn't know that was you.
That's my quote. That's like the one thing
I thought was like ancient. Like I thought that was.
I am ancient, motherfucker.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Your grays are showing.
Yeah.
Look how uncomfortable this is.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that was your quote.
Yes.
Oh, well, congratulations for having something that's so iconic that I thought it was just part of the atmosphere.
Okay, well, you're welcome.
God damn it. Do you got the next timestamp?
So now James Lindsay is just really eating his balls, right?
Right.
This is a part of his argument. And like, well, that guy like made up that argument. And he can't let this go. So this ends right here with him going. So just play it.
You're welcome. How about
Yes,
that?
go ahead.
Okay, so anyway,
He's like, dude, go ahead.
It's like they've adopted this idea, but not with like the slightest sense of irony to it. Like they fully believe it.
Oh yes, because the way Malice was doing it was ironic.
Right. But do you see how Malice doesn't push back? This is like everything is a softball interview. This has to be orchestrated whenever he goes in these shows. It has to be clear that you're not going to push back on him, because how would Michael Malice not push back at all whatsoever, right? And act like he's actually curious and listening to him, where he's like, well, no, I didn't use it ironically. Wouldn't like Michael Malice typically do that for clarification? Does he want people thinking that he used that line ironically and he didn't mean it?
Fucking hell.
That this idea of conserving the tradition or the structure of your society is specifically the weakness that causes you to lose. So there's like progressivism in their mind that they dislike, and there's an alternate progressivism that they do like. That's their vision for a progressive, a progressive right, to sound again sort of oxymoronic. And historically, a progressive right is not a confusing concept. If you bother to read the Nazis for the 5 minutes it requires.
I love how he's saying it's not a confusing concept when he sounds fucking befuddled the whole time he's talking.
Yes, it's progressive. We will be going forward in order to go back. So we must go back
it's progressive
in order to move forward, right? I mean, for fuck's sake, mate. This is so. Oh my god! Once again, right? The political scientist in me is pained. It's got to be physical fucking pain.
I still need this drop. If you
About
say, why
them
can't
on
you
a
just do a
podcast,
semester at uni? It's my own fault.
James, you need to do a semester at uni. Just take an OG political science degree. Just do the first year. Come on, man.
No, but I need the drop where you're distressed as you're saying it. That I need to feel it,
Just maybe once through Mein Kampf, you'll notice the number of times that Hitler talks about how he's got a vision for the whole future of humanity, and he's going to drive.
So pause it. Having a vision for a future that you have to progress toward is progressivism. You can't make it up.
Who else had a vision? Hitler.
You can't fucking make it up. And he's like, you would know if you read about the Nazis for 5 minutes. Motherfucker, you read about them for 12 hours, and 7 of those hours were about Oren McIntyre. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
If that is his real name.
I guess we can go to the next one, because I really want to get to Fuentes, because there's some actual seriously good meat in that. So we'll go to the next timestamp.
34, 35.
Oh my god, that was good.
My knowledge, I should say, was the individual mandate for healthcare, because it's a so-called free market approach to having health.
34, 45.
Is that what it says? Check it.
Oh, no. Sorry, I fucked it up.
That's my editing autism. You're welcome.
All kinds of circles, and getting us all clear on the issue, and then focusing people to go work in productive directions. And it's been doing this for 5 years running. So it does a lot of stuff that's not like the big splashy think tank report that comes out. It does a lot of informing of Hill staffers. And you can
the big splashy think tank report. It's splashy.
Who's he talking about?
Is it going to change anything? What the fuck? Is it really going to change anything if you find it? He's talking about heritage, I think, possibly. I knew he was talking about them earlier in that.
Right.
But it's not a big splashy report. Everything is wishy-washy language with him.
Yeah, heritage rights policy is what they do, right? Heritage is a policy shop.
Yes.
Right? That's what they call it. If you fucking study political science, you know this.
There we go. There we go. Now we're getting close to where I need you.
Policy is a literal career track in political science, right? Where you basically you get a degree and you go and you write policy, right? Like that's literally your specialty, right? So a politician comes to you and he's like, we want, a policy that will ensure these outcomes, right? And then you get policy wonks in the UK is what they call them, right? To write it.
That.
Take that either direction. I don't actually agree with them about school choice. I think that school choice is a mistake, but this is one of these things that everybody seems to love right now.
Do we all know that he thought school choice was a mistake?
Yeah, he thinks it's communism somehow. I don't know. I don't even.
Well, no,
understand.
I pulled it up on Grok. Okay.
Right.
Do you know why he's against school choice? Because
no, why? Tell me.
Because it might do the opposite. You ever think of that?
I mean,
it might do the opposite of what it's intended because it gives more government control. And if a government is giving you a subsidy, then that would give the government some sort of control. So
it's because it might accidentally enable like all white schools, isn't it? I bet that's like the real reason. you might get too many white people in like one school, and before you know it, right, they're sitting around like reading Mein Kampf and like slapping each other upside the head.
This is why I call James Lindsay controlled opposition, because I mean the epitome of controlled opposition is don't do that. What if it doesn't work? This is his function in the political space. So everyone's like, what if it has the opposite effect though? What if we don't give a shit? We try it anyway. What if we do that?
And they have been actually instrumental in working out the policy details for the school choice initiatives, universal choice, that most of the states have adopted. So they're actually doing a ton of stuff, but their most effective stuff, as it's often the case, is more behind the scenes sort of stuff. But this gender ideology thing, I think, has probably been the most instrumental thing happening in the world to focus actual productive outcomes in that domain. So then we're talking about bringing together lawyers, policymakers, leftists, the whistleblowers that worked in these gender clinics, for example. So you have these like crazy angry feminists sitting next to these like really.
Oh God, shut the fuck up! Oh God.
We'll go to the last timestamp.
Oh God.
This sets us up for Fuentes perfectly, and I want you to play this last timestamp at a regular speed, okay? I want you to really take this in.
You see how he tortures me, right? Like,
JD wasn't in the right place at the right time, therefore he's secretly working for the other side kind of mentality. So cakewalk to the nomination? Absolutely not. Like, I think we might end up with a rather competitive Republican primary in 28. And I mean, that's still 2.5 years away. So there's a lot that could change between now and then.
What?
I say he loves it. It's his favorite thing. It's still 2 years away, so he gets to talk about what he think it'll be now.
Oh, jeez.
You going?
But at the moment, I think that it is not anything like a fait accompli that he's going to be the nominee. I don't know that it's even like it's like calling out Beetlejuice, right? To say Ron DeSantis at this point, but he's like, the way he's talking on X gives that vibe like he's positioning himself to be a strong alternative.
Oh, he's for Ron DeSantis. What a fucking surprise. Imagine my shock. Fuck, mate.
Alternative view for where the Republican Party goes next. And like we said before, there's not just these two camps. It's not just the neocons versus the paleocons or whatever, or the neocons versus the new right, which is kind of funny because the new right is like literally neocon.
It's causing me physical pain.
New right, okay, fellas. I know this is high level stuff, okay? New right, neo also means new, and conservative is also right. So neocon is almost like a synonym, if you remove all syntax, is a synonym for new right. New right and neocon, they're kind of the same. Watch James's brain have a tummy ache as he's trying to play with language right now.
Oh my God, we still...
Something. Yeah. But now you have this...
Right, there we go. So let's hear someone that actually is, 20 years younger than him.
Oh, thank God.
Nick Fuentes.
Right.
Now, fellas, this is called the inner workings of world Jewry. Now, the reason why this is so important, pivotal, it's got like 500,000 views, doing very well, is because now it's about world Jewry, but for some reason, the entire time they talk about neocons. Don't you think that's fascinating? Why do you suppose that is?
Okay, hang on, wait, we got one super chat.
Absolutely.
Green Moon for 50 Norwegian kroner. Thank you very much, mate. It's interesting how they want the anti-cow position to be edgy and to think these guys used to control culture. What happened to them smoking socks? I don't know. Perhaps it's like all
it was a volcanic eruption of people making Hitler jokes, if you really think about it.
I would say that even before the...
Oh, no, you got to start at the... he's doing paleo versus neocon right here, right? And then we're going to go to the beginning.
This is the bit we wanted, right?
We might just want to go at the beginning because because that's going to lead into a deeper conversation. It's hard to know where to end it. I think it was 3. Yep.
Okay.
305.
3 or 5.
So this one is going to be all about history, and it is your forte and not mine. So I'm here to learn. I know a little bit about, Buchanan and Buckley and those kinds of things, but what is the history of neoconservatism?
Well, it's an important question because the neocons have been pretty dominant in politics for the past 25, 30 years.
1.25 it?
And I think it's actually really important to tell the story, especially now, because of what's happening ever since October 7th. What's interesting is that the origin of the neocons in the 70s mirrors almost exactly what's happening in the right wing in 2023.
Really?
Almost identical
Pause it
mirror
real quick.
image. And it's really important to understand because
when he says in the 70s, I believe this process was started in like the mid 40s, maybe like 1945. So as always, it's a slowly developing process that didn't just start in the 70s, just to make that clear.
Yep.
And understand how the neocons emerged in the 70s, you can really understand what's coming in the future in the 2020s because of the similarities. And to understand the neocons, you have to go all the way back to the 50s and 60s. And what you find is that the origins of the neoconservatives, it's in all these magazines, Commentary Magazine and a number of other smaller intellectual magazines, which were very popular back then. Now, of course, we have Twitter, Fox News, talk radio, and all this stuff is relatively new. Back then, you have in New York City, you have in the major intellectual hubs, you have these small journals, and they didn't have a big readership at all. Like these were not mass circulation magazines, but they reached a very core audience of the most influential intellectual types, tastemakers, opinion makers.
A bit like our stream.
So you had these small magazines, mostly in New York City, and they're written by Jewish left-wingers. And they actually call themselves Trotskyites.
Pause
and
it
it's
real
debated
quick.
whether they're really Trotsky.
In the video that I made about BLM 1935, this is like this has been happening for a long time. These very small publications between communists and moos in the country. I mean, this is like at the beginning. It might have been in the late 1800s, dude. I haven't tracked to see how far back it's gone, but I know for a fact it was in the at least the mid to late 20s that they were doing these small, really influential publications.
And this is the argument when people say like, oh, Twitter isn't real life and no. There are like in these communication is how you form intellectual movements, right? How people hone their ideas. That's why like 4chan was so influential, because like all of these people basically were, forming their opinions, were like arguing with each other, right? Like in real time. And now you see like these same ideas like basically everywhere. Hang on, we got super chat.
In the right?
Wait, hang on. Oh god, come on.
Little Chica Masala going on.
New jam for $10. Thank you very much, mate. I'm awake. Also, a buttery kipper is what you get when the moos decide to use an extra hat as protection before they do what they do with James Lindsay.
You gotta butter up the second one to put on the first one. That's why you need your kipper butter. The old buttery kipper.
Organic kipper butter. Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to lather it up, and then it doesn't stay on with a clip. What about the bald moose? So it's like suction. Is how it stays.
So are you saying it's like a kind of schmear?
Yeah, it's a skull schmear.
A skull schmear. Okay, great. Thank you very much, mate.
Trotskyists, or to what extent they were really communist. But this is in the milieu of the 50s and 60s, where we're in the Cold War, U.S. against the Soviet Union. And after World War II, the Cold War begins very quickly, and the communists are spreading their ideology all over the world. That's why the Soviet Union was such a pariah, unlike any other country, because at the center of their doctrine, of their state, is this revolutionary, totalizing global ideology. So they say it's not enough that Russia succumbs to communism and the revolution. They said, we will turn Russia out and use Russia as a springboard to launch a global revolution that eventually eliminates borders.
Now, this is a really important thing. China did not do this, okay? So China pivoted into what they called socialism in one country, right? Because China basically said, this is ridiculous. By trying to foment world revolution, you're bleeding away all of your resources. It's never going to work. So China just focused on doing stuff in their own country, particularly after all the shit went wrong with Mao.
Borders and eliminates hierarchies and everything. And so they're spreading this in Asia and in Europe. They're trying to get communist parties elected to power in Italy, Germany, France. And the United States recognizes this emerging challenge. They say, we don't want the countries to fall to communism. If they do, they will align with Russia. if they align with Russia, all that country's resources go to Russia.
Right.
And if Russia controls Europe, Asia, the Middle East, they get all the resources of the Eurasian landmass. And if it just becomes a resource battle, then Russia becomes a more powerful country in absolute and relative terms, and we get dominated. So it's the basis of Cold War strategic thinking and the CIA and the State Department that we have to undermine communism, Stalinism in all these countries, because Stalin is king until 53 when he dies. And so what they start to do in the 50s is they start to invest in these types of magazines. They invest in radio, they invest in magazines, various intellectual figures give them stipends and grants at universities. And they're not all right wing. They're not all sponsoring like free market, neoliberalism wasn't really a thing yet, but they weren't really sponsoring all conservatives. They're sponsoring a lot of liberals, and they're sponsoring a lot of non-Stalinist, non-communist left-wingers. They're okay with the left-wing party coming to power as long as they're not going to be Stalinist, communist, aligned with the Soviet Union. So in the 50s and 60s, they're backing all these different, very well-known publications and intellectuals through a group called the Congress for Cultural Freedom. This is really where it starts. And it's important to understand that
fucking CIA was like all over that shit during this period, right? They were like deep into the universities. They were like setting up like university fronts. That's how they funded shit like MK Ultra through the human, what's it called, like the Human Ecology Project or something. The CIA was just everywhere, and I don't see any reason to assume that they've stopped doing this. By the way,
when I was doing research for the anti-communism videos, there was communist front organizations that we now call communist front organizations, the National Lawyers Guild, tons of them. So like I swear, like people learn stuff from the Moos and integrate it, and then the communists learn stuff from the Moos and we're integrating it, and then the CIA was like, hey, the communists doing these front organizations, I'm pretty sure they picked it up from the subversives in the country, and they go, oh, we should definitely do that.
Dude, there were tons of Moos in the CIA. As Crumbum just pointed out in the chat, Mark Huser was employed by the CIA because in the post-war period, they got tons of American Moos who'd fled Germany and Europe to oversee the denazification program and all kinds of other stuff. And you know, they through people like Adorno, they developed this idea of pathologic societies and pathologic governance. And this was basically like the idea of like why you can't have nationalism anymore. That's why you can't have nice things. And even led to the fucking community relations service. There's right. MK Ultra links to the CRS I just discovered the other day. It just goes so deep.
That in the 50s and 60s, you had all these Jews in America. They all came from Russia at the turn of the previous century. And they came here fleeing the Pale of Settlement from the pogroms, the anti-Semitism of the Tsar. They also fled communism at various stages over the course of the life of the Soviet Union. And so many of them are deeply sympathetic to socialism. Many of them are very left-wing. And they have these idealistic views about the Soviet Union, that it might be a socialist paradise, that it might be like the solution. And so all of this thinking changes between the 67 and 73 war in Israel. Israel, is established in 1948. And there's a question in American strategic thinking about the alignment of the entire Middle East, because we want to balance. We want to recognize Israel because it's important for the Jews in America politically. And there's a whole story about how we came to recognize Israel. It's not really important for this. We want to support Israel, but we don't want to alienate all the Arabs. So the United States and even some of the governments in Europe are balancing. And in balancing, we're not giving weapons to either of them. We're not giving a ton of weapons to Israel. We're not giving a ton of weapons to Egypt and Syria, even though they're at war, in the hopes that we can maintain everybody's alliance. I mean, we can keep friends with everybody. What starts to happen, however, is that the American Jews and European Jews start smuggling guns to Israel. And Israel's getting all these machine guns and surplus from World War II. And that's how they're able to achieve parity with Egypt and Syria. So Egypt says, well, Israel's getting all these American weapons. Egypt starts taking weapons from the Soviet Union. And over the course of the 50s and 60s, okay, in the context of the bigger Cold War, you see Israel drifting closer and closer to the United States, and Egypt and Syria and the Arab states drifting closer to the Soviet Union. And so now the Middle East becomes a theater of a proxy conflict in the broader Cold War, with the Soviets backing the Arabs, the Americans backing Israel. And what's interesting is this was a little unexpected because Israel's founded as a socialist state. Israel's founded by labor Zionists. And they had no right-wing leadership until the 70s. It was all labor Zionist presidents. At the same time, Egypt and Syria were socialist. So maybe it was inevitable they would join up with the Soviet Union. But so the Israel-Egypt conflict, Arab-Israel conflict, is roiling in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The Soviet Union and America are balancing against each other, fighting this proxy war. Israel's drifting towards America. Egypt and Syria drifting towards the Soviet Union. Everything changes in 1967. Israel is testing the defenses of Egypt and Syria, which they...
Man, this is so good. Like, I wish he would like just start doing more history content.
Right.
I could listen to this shit for like ages. Like, you know, Fuentes explains like, you know, some historical event. Like,
dude, it's one fucking take and he's not reading.
This is some of the best content I've ever heard from him, in my opinion.
They've been at war with since 48, with some sporadic explosions of violence. And in 67, in the Six-Day War, Israel launches a surprise attack on the Air Force of Egypt, and it's a miracle. They send over basically a spy to determine that Egypt has no air defenses. So they come in and they just annihilate the entire Air Force of Egypt. Then they go double or nothing. They go into Syria, destroy Syria's whole Air Force. They invade the Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula, take that from Egypt. They invade the West Bank and Syria, and they take a lot of Syria's territory. So after the 67 war, they're bigger than ever. And they've totally humiliated the Egyptians and the Syrians. And Israel feels invincible. They feel like we have just decimated the Air Force, virtually no casualties. We marched in and took their stuff. We're unbeatable. So when
God, can you imagine how freaking smug they would have been after that?
Dude.
They would have been like, yeah, it was destined that we were to win. Hashem is with us. Like, oh my God.
We've never seen them after a win, right?
Oh my God. I bet they were fucking insufferable, man.
Told you
Egypt,
so.
they start to say, we want...
Sorry?
Told you so. See, chosen.
Yeah, chosen. Told you so, right? Hashem has struck you down, bruh.
revenge for what the Israelis did. And we don't even need to win, they say. What we need is to catch them by surprise and just to demonstrate that we can fight back. Even if we just win some battles, we'll get back our sense of pride, our sense...
Yeah, and just stop them being so smug. I bet you any fucking money, right? They would have been like, oh, you filthy Arabs, you can't possibly beat us. We were destined to win. Oh my God. Like, there's no way they would have been like gracious in victory.
I love you imagining them on the winning side of a conflict because all you know is the exact opposite, right?
Oh my God.
That we can still do things. The Israelis think that Egypt is not going to be able to attack until 1975. They say that we have so devastated Egypt's military, it's going to literally take them almost a decade to regroup. So we're not even expecting anything until 75. And this is based on the idea that Egypt would not contest Israel without air power. And so they say Egypt can't get that for another 10 years. We don't need to worry about it. The Egyptians change their military doctrine. They say, we don't need actually to go on the offensive. We don't need air superiority. We just need to defend our position. And so Egypt comes up with this plan. It's a sneak attack with Syria. They say they're going to invade the Sinai, and simultaneously Syria will invade Israel from the north. And it's a very sophisticated operation. They learn the Israeli strategic thinking. They learn their doctrine. They learn what the Israelis are looking for. They psych them out. They come up with these decoys. They stage their military, and they deploy their military on the edge of the Sinai a number of times just to get the Israelis used to it. So they think it's a military exercise. They do this dozens of times in a single year. And then in 1973, and the date is important, October 6th, 1973, 50 years almost to the day before the October 7th attack.
Interesting.
Coincidence.
Egypt launches a surprise attack on Israel, and they catch them completely by surprise. Israel finds out within a couple of days of the attack. And because Israel's forces are reservists, they need many days. They need several days to call everybody up and summon them and get them together to mobilize. Egypt catches them totally by surprise. They invade the Sinai, and they secure the Sinai Peninsula. Syria simultaneously invades from the north. And immediately, it's a catastrophe for Israel. And it looks like Israel might be defeated. They call up Nixon and say, we need help. And initially, Nixon and Kissinger are reluctant to send in any kind of support. And they're worried about a war spinning out of control. They don't want the Soviet Union to come in. They don't want to risk a wire war.
From a storytelling standpoint, knowing how things are now, I'm like, how did they do it? They had reservations. They were like, I really don't want to get involved with this, How do the Moos do it? What a special people.
Yeah, I mean, well, Fuentes explains. They threatened to use nukes is what they did, right? Like, and I presume as well.
You mean like a crazy girlfriend that threatens to off herself if you don't come over right now?
Yeah, and I bet they were like really hysterical, and they're like, oh my God, it's literally going to be another show. Like, you just know that's exactly how they like phrased it. Hang on, a couple of super chats.
Sure.
Bubblegum Gun for $5. Thank you very much. We have a moral Christian obligation to protect Israel. Nixon, I have zero respect for gay, lib, World War II vets. They gave the US and the world to the moose. Yeah, but it
Tough
goes
to know
back.
what was going on. Yeah, this has been going on
It
for a
goes
while.
back. It goes back a lot earlier than that, right? Like Christianity just has been so subverted by this point, right? Like it's just, I mean, yes, but yeah, it's a terrible situation. And Kevin 11 for $5 US. Thank you, mate. You guys should watch Fuentes' episode called Exposing Tucker Carlson, part 1 and 2, where Nick talks about the origins of the CIA linked to the moose. Ooh.
Is that on YouTube or is that on Rumble? Did anybody clip it or is that
Yeah,
on Rumble?
Kevin, tell us more in the chat, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That sounds salacious.
Yeah, that does sound pretty fucking good.
At the time, the Israeli prime minister pulls out their nuclear weapons in full view of the satellites, which America sees. And the indication is that if we don't get the military aid that we need, we're going to nuke Egypt and Syria. And so Golda Meir, who's the prime minister at the time, says, if you don't help us, it's going to be extraordinary measures. And they take the hint. They send in one of the biggest airlifts of material support to Israel since World War II. Giant airlift of armor and weapons
Since
and everything
World War
Israel
II.
needs. And eventually Israel is able to repel the...
Yep, since World War II. So again, like, I wonder, I mean, Kissinger was a moo himself, but he was a bit of a special case. I mean, he had that moo sneakiness, like, obviously, right? You ever hear him talk about how you marry like a goat herder to a Rothschild? Oh, I can't even, it's shuttle diplomacy. Basically, he was like talking. It's basically, you just go from one side to the other and you just sort of like lie, but like not exactly lie, like half truths. And, you just sort of like build up this sort of thing until like people agree. I really wish I had like a quote.
They really are built for this kind of behavior.
Mate, like
at what point can we say it's genetic? I want to, what point? How
They
many
are-
more years?
They are in some ways like so talented. It just
That's
like
not,
why?
dude, that's saying a swindler is talented. You have to possess a level of selfishness, egoism, and evilness of just an intense desire for an outcome.
Yeah,
that's nefarious. I mean, I never respect it in that regard of like being clever. If you can you imagine the things you would come up with if you had no morals and it's just trying to get
mate.
power, whatever you want? You come up with
Yeah,
some pretty clever
yeah.
shit, right?
Yep. Well, I mean, as well, like, if you're targeting a population that runs a society based on honesty and fair dealing and not deceiving, I think this is why they're like so good at fucking over the Christians, in my opinion, right? It's not that Christianity is inherently bad. It's just that once you get sort of a society like a high trust society, they just go through it like kryptonite, basically. You know what I mean? But the rulers, the elite class, like the kings, they love them not only because of their ability to like access funds, right? Like historically, like I've been reading a lot about this stuff in like medieval Europe, but presumably, also because of their ability to, scam their enemies, I guess. And they
their enemies. They can have poor people. Look at what the Democrats do with poor people and the conditions they're living in. The king's like, oh, we can take more from them, and they thank us afterwards. Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
god,
this-
these guys are geniuses.
Well, this is the thing, right? Sooner or later, they're going to scam you as well. But rulers are the problem with hereditary monarchies, right? Generally speaking, and it's it's not just everyone's sort of susceptible to this. Is by the time you get to like the fifth son of like your concubine or some like weird German woman that you married your son off to because it was advantageous for your fucking trade deal. You've got no fucking idea, right? Like the mental acuity of the person that will actually wind up on the throne. And then, it's always like the small council, the advisors that wind up like actually ruling. And that's how you wind
That's
up with a
interesting.
fucking oligarchy.
Have you seen the show Foundation where they keep cloning the same guy throughout history? So to maintain the same genetics?
I haven't, but Aeon Flux, the movie, had a really similar plot to that. They kept cloning Trevor Rothschild, basically to, I mean,
Cloning a Rothschild. Oh my god,
No,
we
no,
think we have it
no,
bad
no.
now.
No, Trevor. Sorry, Trevor Goodchild. Pardon me, not Trevor Rothschild. Trevor
Oh my
Goodchild.
god! Oh my god! That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Aeon Flux. Like, so I mean, this raises a really interesting question, man. Right? Like, if you could develop like cloning technology and you had like a really good ruler and you could just keep, I reckon it would degrade after time. I don't know this, but my suspicion would be like after the third copy. And how would you know if a copy was defective until it had grown up, right? What
and
would you?
Circumstances also change, so you're not going to get
right.
the same outcome, right?
That's right.
It would be like playing it in a simulation as to like a percentage of how well it would do before it crumbles.
Yeah, that's right. And a ruler that was like brilliant in a certain set of circumstances might actually fail when circumstances have changed. And yes, hoping for grace, I know it's the anime, but in the anime, Trevor is not cloned continuously to create like a stable dynasty. That's only in the movie. Yes, anime is better than the movie. So yes.
You had to clear that up. Don't
I
want
had
the wrong idea about you.
No, because I fucking love Aeon Flux. It's freaking awesome. Okay, right. Sorry for the diversion.
Invasion. Long story short, without getting into all the tactical details, but it is a catastrophe. And the Egyptians, even though they eventually lose, they lose the Sinai, and the Syrians are pushed back, and they have to sue for peace. The Egyptians saw it as a huge victory because they caught it by surprise. They won this battle. They showed that Israel wasn't invincible. Back in America, the Jews are appalled. And they're appalled for a couple of reasons. One, they see that Israel was almost destroyed. And they say that if Israel is destroyed, this is a catastrophe. Two, they see that the Soviet Union would have been the undoing of Israel because the Soviet Union is backing Egypt and Syria. They supported this and they intervened on the side of Egypt and Syria when America got involved. And so many of the Jews who have these idealistic ideas about the Soviet Union suddenly realize Soviet Union might be the death of Israel.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of complicated shit about this, right? So, for example, like Stalin was very, very fond of the Moos, right? Because the Leninists and the Bolsheviks had very, very high Mooish contingent, right?
Yep.
And then when the doctor's plot happened, right? So basically Stalin discovered that a bunch of his doctors were planning on killing him, right? And he'd grown colder and colder towards the Moos. I mean, this was the Communist Party of Russia, right? It's like cutthroat kind of like shit. Now, the way you read it in the modern West is, oh, this was all bullshit and these were all show trials and no. But there's no real sort of proof either way, right? People just assume that because it was Stalin, these must have been like show trials. But what if, right? He did in fact discover that like a bunch of like, because the doctor's plot was that allegedly, right, these mainly Mooish doctors had been killing off high-ranking members of the Communist Party. And then sure enough, after like Stalin started this purge, he suddenly dropped dead, and then his successor reversed all the changes. So
right.
I don't know.
Almost like he was in a liberal democracy.
All I'm just saying is it's a funny coincidence. Is all I'm saying, right?
Soviet Union's our enemy. And in the 60s and 70s, as Israel drifts away from the United States, the Soviet Union under Brezhnev starts to promulgate very anti-Israel propaganda. They're saying that Israel's a capitalist state. It's a colonial state. They go to the United Nations a couple of years later and push this resolution, which says that Zionism is racism, which is identical to some of the rhetoric now from the left. And so all these Jews in New York City who are anti-Stalinist, but they're sympathetic to the Soviet Union, left-wing, maybe they have some idealistic ideas about the Soviet Union.
I mean, the thing is, right, from the communist perspective, they're right, because from the point of view of international communism, it's basically globo homo, right? So there were a bunch of ethnic minorities in the Soviet Union, and that, you know, they had these sort of like laws against discrimination, but at the same time, they got rid of any minorities who were sort of too nationalist and who fought against the regime, like the Cossacks and stuff like that. So it was this idea that you're allowed to have like a sort of milquetoast identity, but not any kind of strong ethnic identity, right? Like you're all supposed to be...
Oh, like James Lindsay?
You're all supposed to be Russia. But I think it's probably more that the Israelis... I mean, you know, Zionism is not really sort of internationalist I mean, it's internationalist in the sense that there are some that want to like rule over everyone, but it's not, you know, it's not, I can see why there'd be a lot of conflict ideologically between the Soviets and the Israelis.
this is where that old expression comes from. I believe it's from Irving Kristol. He said that conservatives are liberals that got mugged by reality. And how they got mugged is they saw that the Soviet Union is really their enemy. And so all these left-wing Jews writing in these magazines in New York, they realize we have to destroy the Soviet Union. Now, they're liberal on everything else. They're liberal on civil rights. They're liberal on free speech, liberal on any issue you can think of, the economy.
Pause it. No matter what they believe in, there's just one thing that overrides everything else every time, which is the criticism.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Like, and then as soon as like that thing is resolved, they go back to some sort of default position. Like, oh my God.
Race. They don't even care about these issues. The only issue that they care about after this point is defending Israel by defeating the Soviet Union. And so all these guys who were on the left shift over to the right. These are your Irving Kristols, Norm Podhoretz, among others. This is like your first wave of neocons. And they explicitly say, if the Soviet Union's backing these countries, and if they say Zionism is racism, what they're effectively saying is that Israel doesn't have a right to exist. If Zionism is racism, then Zionism can't be tolerated. Then there can be no Jewish Israeli state. So they identify Israel as the main enemy. These guys gradually over time infiltrate the conservative movement. The Reagan administration, some of the think tanks, the nonprofits. And in the 80s, they become a major part of this fusionist alliance, the social conservatives, the free market guys, and then you have the Cold Warriors, the neocons. These are guys that want to destroy the Soviet Union. They join up with the conventional Cold Warriors who are...
Just as I think about it, do you think like their interpretation of the free market was like money over country, like just focus on material? Yeah.
No, this observation goes back a long way. The mustache people were quite obsessed with this, but also weirdly enough, so were the communists. Like, sort of like early Germany at like the end of like the 1800s, when like the young Hegelians were around, was like freaking insane, right? So it was in fact the Moos that started the idea of the Mooish question, right? It happened way before Mustache Man, and it was like really funny because this guy Bauer, who was like a friend of Marx, right? He wrote this incisive criticism of Christianity that was like completely retarded, but because German Christianity had become like sort of this monoculture of Lutheranism that had sort of fused with the state. Lutheran Christianity at that time was basically just, obey the state, right? Like you'll get your reward in heaven. It had become like a political project and become shorn of all actual Christianity, right? So Bauer was like, the problem is capitalism. The problem is like Mooish. Bauer, of course, was a Moo himself, right? And, we've got to like reform. And then Marx comes along and he's like, no, the problem with all of this is money. We have to abolish all money, because Marx, of course, is just like, imagine being like, we don't need reforms. What we need to do is abolish all money. It's like fucking Marx always, mate, like fucking mental. The Unconsidered for $5. Thank you, mate. Moose totally didn't steal Edison's motion picture tech and run to California to start Hollywood. Didn't happen, and noticing is completely anti-Mooish. Yes, I don't believe a word of that clearly.
Whoa, buddy. Easy with the accusations.
And the new GM for $10.
Muji.
Thank you very much. I don't think the cows are genetically sneaky. I think they are basically inbred into being short. I don't think I can read this, mate. We're gonna get, I
don't think the cows are genetically weak, genetically sneaky. I think they are basically inbred into being short, weasel-voiced, limp-wrist nerds, so they only are basically given one path in life. Now, that sounds like it goes against the first sentence that you made. The only kind of way. That was good, though.
Very conservative, although albeit for different reasons. And they say that that is our overriding priority. We have to confront and collapse the Soviet Union so that Israel can be safe. Now, going into the 1990s, you have this huge overlap between Israel and the actual neocons. And you get this memo called the Clean Break Report in 1996.
Correct.
And it's Richard Pearl, Douglas Faith, David Wormser, Paul Wolfowitz. They're commissioned by the first Netanyahu government. He gets to power in the mid-90s to talk about the strategy, how Israel will survive in the Middle East. And they say that in order for Israel to be safe, we have to secure our northern border with Lebanon. And what's happening in Lebanon? You have Hezbollah ever since their war in Lebanon in the 80s. Hezbollah is funded by Iran. They're facilitating the transfer of weapons through Syria because Iran has this relationship with Syria. And Syria, like Iraq, is a Ba'athist country, this Ba'athist fascist ideology. So they say, how do we secure our northern border? Well, we have to take out Hezbollah. How do we take out Hezbollah? We have to take out Iraq, which is Saddam Hussein, then Syria, then Iran. That's always been the playbook. Iraq, Syria, Iran. Then all these guys that write this report, and these are all Jewish neocons, they all come from that tradition. All these guys wind up in the Bush administration just 5 years later in the Secretary of State, in the State Department, in the Defense Department, and then they become the architects of the Iraq War and of other plans too. Because inside the Bush administration, you have this rhetoric about the axis of evil, which consists of not only Iraq and North Korea, but also Iran. And the Israelis and the neocons at that time, they want us to take the war in Iraq and open up the front with Syria, open up the front with Iran. Of course, over the last 20 years, it doesn't happen to the Bush administration, but this carries on into the Obama administration with regime change against Assad.
And do we all have a sense of, we've all heard no matter who you vote for, things don't change?
Yep.
Well, it can be a very similar administration no matter who's in charge, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think they have a left-wing version of what he's talking about? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? All of these people were basically left wing right up until that one issue. And then all of a sudden they became right wing. I think Fuentes talks about this later, or may have mentioned it, right? That they suddenly shifted, right wing as soon as they were threatened, right? Like, again, they only really have one sort of pinnacle ideal, and everything else.
And Ben Shapiro's fine with the Goy having the liberal society. You guys go ahead and do that. See, he's cool. He fits in, right?
Yeah. I mean, Shapiro actually came out recently and he's like, you know how he was like, oh no, we don't want a war with Iran. We just want to like bomb them. And now he's like, oh well, we just need like a little war, right? Like, oh my god, it's so freaking mush, right? We just need a little war now, right? I don't think Trump's gonna go for it. It's gonna be like interesting. I keep hearing that Vance is like a majorly stabilizing influence on Trump because like he'll go and he'll meet with like his Moorish advisors and they'll be like, oh, you guts to bomb Iran. The protests seem to be like basically subsiding now. They blocked Starlink and that stopped a lot of the shit going on. And so Trump was like, oh yeah, okay, we should strike Iran. And then apparently JD Vance came in and was just like, don't do it, Donald. Like, this is a really bad idea. So
I love how the workaround to not going to war is making sure a war can't happen. Right? Like, yeah. But think of how mooish that interpretation is. Okay, well, Donald, you said don't go to war. So what if we just, take this guy out? I mean, what if we just do one bomb here? It's no war. Yeah. We're still achieving an end point of a war.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it won't be a war. We'll just destabilize. We'll just keep poking this country like a crazy Antifa person, right?
Yeah, the original destabilizers, right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
And now ultimately in the Trump administration against Iran, where they're trying to denuclearize and maybe pursue regime change. The reason that I say that this is so important to understand is because the significance should not be lost on anybody. What you have is in October 6, 1973, there's an Arab sneak attack on Israel. It pushes Israel to the brink. They're caught by surprise. They're almost defeated. It is backed by the international left and the progressive left in America. And they're apologists for this. This attack is so traumatic to the Jewish consciousness, not just in Israel, but in America, that they become extremely right-wing. There's this huge...
This is the only time that this actually is a legitimate thing of like traumatic to the mooish consciousness.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
right.
The only time you can use that and have it be valid.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you destroy the international banking cartel.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be destroying the mooish consciousness?
Yeah, exactly.
Shift to the right. As they say, the left is anti-Israel. The left is actually becoming hostile to Jewry in the world and in America. This is identical to what happened in 2023,
right?
Which is an Arab sneak attack backed by Iran, which is an ally of Russia, backed by the progressive left in America at Harvard that made excuses for it. It catches Israel by surprise. And in catching Israel by surprise, it is so traumatic and so devastating, the 1,200 dead, the babies in ovens, things like that. You see that the Jewish consciousness, just like 50 years ago, shifts to the right. And they say they're mugged by reality. Just like it was 50 years ago, today, you have these high-powered liberal Democrat Jews like Bill Ackman at Apollo, and he's a Harvard alumnus. He's in New York City. He's friends with BlackRock, with the head of BlackRock, I should say. And you have guys like Sean McGuire and Jacob Hellberg. These are Jews in Silicon Valley. Jacob Hellberg's a gay Jew. Sean McGuire is a lifelong Democrat, liberal Jew. All three of these guys, whether they're in Wall Street or Silicon Valley, they see what happens in Israel. They see that the American left supported this in some sense, the attack. They're not sympathetic to Israel. And they have this epiphany and say, wow, Israel really could be destroyed. And the American left would be okay with that. So Bill Ackman writes a letter to Harvard and says, Harvard is too woke. They're against free speech. They're tolerating these Hamas terrorists.
Yeah. You notice they didn't care about it before October 7th.
They didn't care about any of this stuff when it was happening to white people. This is like a main criticism.
Yep. Critical race theory, BLM, all that stuff. They were totally on board with that.
Yep.
Right. And then as soon as like it affected them, it's fucking annoying.
Now you're not going to help
on
them,
the campus.
Huh?
Sorry?
Now you're not going to help them, huh? What the fuck have you done for me?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to understand that's very, very transactional behavior. We have to like bond together as a society. What about democracy, Audie?
What about your book that says you can't give Goy gift? Okay? It's got to be a transaction. You can't just, out of the kindness of your own heart, give a non-moo a gift.
Now he sounds like Ben Shapiro, even though for years he's like a liberal Jew. And you can see now in this incoming Trump administration, it's almost identical then to the ascendancy of the neocons with Reagan, which is this is an administration that was powered 100% by American Jews that realized that Trump was going to support Israel more than Kamala would have.
I mean, the thing about this, right, is like the way he lays this out is so exceptional, right?
I know.
He's not
20 minutes to tie it back into 2023.
He's not J-spurging at all, right? He's not like, oh my God, right? The moo's in my shoes, right? He's like very calmly, like, stating his case, right? Man, this is like, I reckon they're gonna, if the more people listen to this, the more they're gonna have problems basically painting him as like a frothing anti-citrusite, right? It's just not going to work, right? Because he's clearly,
all they would have to do is have any of them watch this episode and debunk what he's saying. But I have Grok up, and he's naming all the names that Grok gives me when I ask about Mooish influence with the inception of neoconservatism in the United States. And it's exactly what it says.
No, it's absolutely the thing is, man, all of those moves are very politically important around this period, right? For just all kinds of like crazy stuff, right? When I was studying this when I was like younger, right? Stuff like the Project for the New American Century, right? They published this whole thing about, it was like what Wolfowitz said, first we're going to go to war with like Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, like the 7 countries in 7 years or whatever it was, right? Yeah. Or, for example, the fact that the entry into Iraq, right, and destroying all of their shit was meticulously planned out. But what was going to come afterwards, there was literally no planning. Ever wondered why that was? Because there wasn't meant to be any nation building. They didn't give a shit about that, right? The goal was just to destroy.
Do you mean how like they acted like they cared about Black Americans and then used them and discarded them for their own? Is it kind of like that? Is it kind of what happens over and over again?
Yeah, basically.
Just like back then, they realized we needed to support America defeating the Soviet Union. That's why we need to be Republican. That's why we need to go to war. Now you have a lot of these Jews saying we have to support Trump. He's going to take the fight to Iran, unlike the Democrats who are not sympathetic to Israel. And you realize that is why these are the considerations that dominate the second Trump administration, to the exclusion of every other issue. Bill Ackman, Sean McGuire, Jacob Hellberg, all these guys, they're still liberal. They're still in favor of mass migration. They're still in favor of feminism, social liberalism. The one thing they support Trump on is these pro-Jewish policies, whether it's supporting Israel materially, whether it's banning anti-Semitism at Harvard by taking away their money from the federal government, expelling students to criticize Israel or protested Israel by revoking their visas. It's the ascendancy of the neocons then is identical to this shift that happened in Israel a couple of years ago. So that's a little bit of the history of the neocons.
That's
masterful. Absolutely masterful.
Dude, a tight 20 minutes.
Yeah, man. Fucking amazing, man. Like, okay, so we've got another like 5 minutes on the
Well,
PaleoCon.
Okay, yeah. If you it's another 5 minutes to PaleoCons?
Let me see. 24.
Oh, no, that starts at 24. That's the
Yeah,
next part.
24 to 30. So yeah, about another 5 minutes. So let's watch that.
really fascinating. PaleoCon? Explain that.
Yeah. So
and how did that die? Was Buchanan like the last of the PaleoCons?
He would be maybe the last prominent PaleoCon. Yes. And it's interesting because PaleoCon, that's a name that comes from Paul Gottfried,
right? Yeah.
Who's Jewish himself. Yeah. And he's an old intellectual. He's been around forever. He was a big critic of the Straussians, which we get into, the neocons. PaleoCon was really reactive against the neocons.
Okay.
And I would say that even before there were PaleoCons, there's an older tradition. You have an old American right, which is very different than the post-World War II American right. And it is nativist, and it is anti-war, and it is what you would call America first. It is very Christian. There is an old right in America. After World War II, it starts to change a little bit, but you still have a remnant. I would say that you have that in the House Committee on Un-American Activities. I would say you have that in McCarthyism in the aftermath of the 40s, in the aftermath of World War II in the 40s and 50s. You have the Red Scare, the Lavender Scare. They're anti-communist, against subversives. They're against gays. So that's like an early iteration of what you might call PaleoCons. Then you get some organizations in the 60s and 70s, the Council for Concerned Citizens. You get some of these like neo-Confederates, people in favor of segregation, some people from the South who are very right-wing. You could argue the John Birch Society, they never talk specifically, explicitly about Jews, but they were very conspiratorial. And then it's really in the 70s and 80s that you get the first clash between the actual neocons and the PaleoCons. And it does come down to these types of issues. And the prominent PaleoCons are guys like Patrick Buchanan, Sam Francis, Peter Brimelow, Joseph Sobran, Paul Gottfried. And they basically come around in response to the neocons, in response to the like Israel worship, the Reaganite coalition that brings together the free market people and the pro-war people, almost to the exclusion of the social conservatives. And they say, wait a second, we're against immigration. We don't think Tel Aviv is the capital of the United States. They say America is a white country.
What do you mean Tel Aviv isn't the capital of the United States? It sounds extremely anti-citrus to me. Wait, where's the
anti-citrus?
Thank you very much.
Gotcha.
Christian country. One of the big battles of the PaleoCons was against MLK Jr. Day, when that was made a federal holiday in the 80s. And what happens to the PaleoCons is that they are effectively hunted down and eliminated.
Actually, pause that.
And this is something that almost nobody talks about.
That MLK was
Joseph
assassinated
Sobran,
in like the
for
late
example.
60s, and then it's made into a holiday 20 years later. Like, what is the precipice of that? Why 20 years later did that happen? Is very interesting.
Yeah, and also
it's like Juneteenth. They made that into a holiday, right? When it's like so many years later.
Well, you know what MLK means in Hebrew, right?
What?
Moloch. There's no
God.
there's no vowels in Hebrew. So every American city now has a Moloch boulevard, essentially.
Yeah, and it's always a really safe boulevard too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's a name almost nobody knows, but he was one of maybe the second most prominent conservative intellectual in America in the 80s. Extremely prolific in almost all the magazines, very high profile. But he, like Russell Kirk and some others, had some choice words about the Israeli infiltration of the right. And for that, they called him an anti-Semite.
Pause it.
Got him fired. Buried his name.
You get that screen for just a second. So.
Oh, you don't play the Buchanan thing?
Yeah, let me know if this tactic seems pretty familiar, okay?
Okay.
So, Pat Buchanan criticizing Israel, saying that, yeah, we're decreasing the amount of white people. Really softer positions than what Nick Fuentes was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Now, I don't know what the temperature exactly is like in there, but it's not freezing cold, not super hot, so it's a very small hat that he's wearing to keep his head warm, okay? literally wants to be known. Now, they could be sneaky, right? Wants to be known as a moo. Now, is it going to be anti-Semitic? No. Racist. They didn't... And with MLK, right? Focusing on race and whatnot, racism worked. They were like, we'll save anti-Semitism for when we really need it. They also called him anti-Semite. But it's funny that they picked racist, you know? And they wanted to be seen as moos. So, like, how is polite Christian society supposed to, like, handle that? They're like, why are you running up here doing that? Desperately trying to get attention. So, this is what I want people to realize, because I'll talk... So some people sometimes, they get frustrated. How did we not know? What could we have done? No good person could assume this level of nefarious, coordinated behavior, okay?
Yeah.
Getting it in writing, getting it in person, swarming the and then it turns into witch hunting. Do you think, I don't want to be called a witch? I don't want to be called racist, so yeah, Pat Buchanan, I heard he was a racist. And so they've been doing this for generations.
Forever.
Your parents and your grandparents went through this without knowing what it is. And we're in the process of trying to rectify how this keeps going in circles, you know?
Yep.
And he dies in ignominy. Nobody even knows who he is. Sam Francis is another one. One of the biggest columnists in the 80s and 90s. He's at the Washington Examiner. By all accounts, he's brilliant. I mean, encyclopedic knowledge of history, of everything. He attends the American Renaissance Conference hosted by Jared Taylor, the first of its kind in 93. Dinesh D'Souza goes to the conference and he watches what happens. He writes down his observations. He writes about it in a book. And he says, these guys are all Nazis and racists and Klansmen. He lies. Jared Taylor threatens to sue the publisher for lying.
That makes sense why Brown guy would go there to call him racist, right? That's
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if a white guy did it, wouldn't work.
Yeah.
They need, like, you know, God. Sam Francis was brilliant, honestly.
Bible, and the publisher actually removes that chapter from the book because it was so dishonest. It didn't matter because D'Souza published that chapter independently as an article, and they got Sam Francis fired from the Examiner. And for the rest of his life, he never achieved the same status. And then Patrick Buchanan, he ran for president in 92. And just before he ran for president, Bill Buckley writes this book. It was an entire standalone issue of National Review, but then he publishes it as a book. It's called In Search of Anti-Semitism. And he talks about some comments Buchanan had made on the McLaughlin group about Israel and about the original war in Iraq. Real quick.
And the book can then be a reference to then the media companies saying it, to then on the ground action, right? It's a chain of command.
Yep. Idea laundering.
Yep.
This is Buchanan's a Jew hater. He's a conspiratorial Jew hater, anti-Semite. And the book doesn't succeed. They tried to blackball him, but he's too famous. He loses in 92 anyway, doesn't win in the primary.
Pause it real
but they
quick.
do the same thing to him.
I think I've shown it on our live stream, but his like speeches, people fucking loved that guy, dude. When he lost to George Bush, yeah. And he was able to say shit that is like hilarious. Like he was like, he could say that we're losing the country. He could say like a lot of things that you wouldn't imagine saying now, and the applause was absolutely distorting the audio. They loved him.
And we got fucking George W. Bush instead. Or was this Bush Senior? Bush Senior, right?
Had to be, yeah.
And for 20 years, even into the mid-2000s, they eventually get him fired from MSNBC because of what he wrote in Suicide of a Superpower, which is about how demographic change is making whites a minority. And so it's interesting because when I did the Groyper War in 2019, it was the same battle lines. It was this new generation of kids wearing MAGA hats.
You're right. When he says the Groyper War in 2019, he's like 20. Okay, so it was just a funny thing they made up. It's almost like the Proud Boys, right? How then the Moos will take it so seriously and act like it's this nefarious gang. Groyper Wars. Like, they treated it like it was a serious, like, political threat.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Which is brand spanking new. That's in 2016. And rosaries, and we're saying we're socially conservative. We're immigration restrictionist. We are identitarian. We're pro-white. It's the same battle lines as the paleocons and neocons, whereas, you know, Kirk and Shapiro, Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro are saying, well, you know, we're pro-Israel, we're pro-gay, we're in favor of 10 million H-1Bs, F-1 visas that will become green cards.
Right? Pro-Israel, pro-gay?
Yeah.
I never realized that.
Oh yeah, no, it goes like, indeed, like you could say like a lot of this like pro-liberalism shit is basically very, very moo coded, because it allows them to sort of enjoy the fruits of society, right? That's they don't like Christianity, for obvious reasons, like just anything that sort of forces individualism, because of course they don't do individualism, right? They always band together as a group. So it's like if individualism fails, they always have somewhere to go back to. They always have an identity to rely on. They are never truly atomized, unlike the whites.
And it was interesting because none of us at that point had ever heard of this battle, but this is a battle that has been going on basically every generation since World War II between these different factions of the right wing. And it's even playing out today.
Yes. The post-war consensus. You've talked about that, right?
Right. So, yeah. So there you go. We're at 3 hours. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Very succinct. I like to have that out there for posterity, as just for reference of exactly how it's on both sides. You can effortlessly look up what he's saying. And I don't know why, like, if James Lindsay was like, oh, yeah, I'll make a video. He never makes a video on what somebody says. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But you look at Laura McIntyre, that is his real name. You look at not James Lindsay. You look at Sargon of Akkad. You look at Connor Tomlinson. All they do is pull up what they disagree with on screen and tell you why it's incorrect. It's the easiest thing to do when you're at that level and you're trying to debunk something. But there's no James Lindsay debunkings. There's no Ben Shapiro debunk. Oh, I mean, he tried to debunk Nick Fuentes, and it was the same slop that anybody else does. It really is you have to fight the mood to get your brain back. You have to think critically, and you go, okay, this, and it's unsettling for a little bit, like, wow, it's been like this for a long time. But then you get your brain back. Then you get to actually think critically. And I feel like a lot of people, like, do you really want to be like a fucking Lindsayite? I don't know. Like, it's just they don't have fun.
But not only that, right? Like you will notice like just how confused and disordered your thoughts wind up, because
that's what I'm saying.
The amount of exceptions that you have to make to reality and all this kind of like other stuff. This is why these ideologies make you stupid, because you have to ignore so much reality in order to make it work. And every single time you do that, you add another thought terminating cliche, where you have a train of thought and you just like end it. And these add up like bloatware on a Windows machine, and then everything like starts like running slower, and you lose
you have trouble accessing files on your computer, and you might need those files. It's your fucking brain, dog.
Yep. It takes like, an hour to load File Explorer or whatever,
Yeah.
All right, bros. Thank you so much for coming. We'll be back on Friday at the usual time. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. And let's see, is there anything else on? No. So yeah, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for coming, guys.
Got the best, fellas. Thanks for hanging out, fellas. See you later, fellas.
Conservatives are liberals that got mugged by reality. And how they got mugged.
Artie and Fist, you can be sure that we're both on a list. Artie and Fist, you can be sure that we make the most pissed. Streaming through history, uncovering mysteries as to why the whites are living in misery. We keep the audience salivating as we continue navigating through centuries of adventures of the ever-evolving small-hat wizardry.
My grandfather did nasty things to me in his basement.
Artie and Fist, let us show you what you might have missed.
It's almost identical then to the ascendancy of the neocons with Reagan, which is this is an administration that was powered 100% by American Jews.